There I am. Okay, forgot to add myself to the stream, but it looks like we're live. Let me greet everybody. Okay, Extended Clips, what's up? Thank you for the super chat, Marquise Kid. Glad I can always count on the deep, entertaining convos here. Not that love and hip hop BS. I feel like I'm a better man after every show. Prince Johnny, Ash, what's going on? And a pretty baby there she got. Pretty baby girl. Set in the West. Hey, Meech, what up? Tobias, Smitty. Hey, Lavrus, I don't see you too often. That's so cold. Mr. Donnie Mac, what's going on? Adriano, Tali. Oh, you listen while you work out. Okay. Juan G's, Mr. Blue Collar. Oh, Warren Beach. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have him send me an email. Uh, we'll find him. I'm sure he's got a backup after all these years. Dardar, what's up? Hey, Geek Surgeon, what's up, man? Edward. Yeah, it's morning for us. Kenny, what's going on? Tobias, what's up? Brandon Penn. I'm actually doing an Edward thing. Um, Normally, morning talks are actually pre-recorded, but I decided to try something different instead of doing it uh, pre-recorded, do it interactive. I just do something different. If I like it, I may do more of it. Tobias, thank you. Anyway, we can get a whole lot established now since I'm new. What do you think about the fresh and fit debacle? Okay, let's get this out the way. Okay, number one, fresh and fit. Um, it's beefs go on. We're used to beefs going on in the black sector. Okay, all the time. Beefs go on. They dox people. They go in on people. They cuss people out. There's constant in the black side. On that side of the aisle, you don't see it as often. It's much more sedate, and so basically, it's just a YouTube beef. And it should have been over within one or two videos. But thing is, they're making money. They're going to keep it going. But what I think about Fresh and Fit is white manosphere, number one. So that's like I really don't watch it enough. Aber and Preach, I really don't watch it unless somebody sends me a video. I really don't watch them. I don't watch Fresh and Fit. The only reason I even started watching Fresh and Fit is because of um, um, Kevin Samuels. If Kevin Samuels hadn't been on there a couple times, I would have never known. But really, I wouldn't even known that they were there. And then the few times I did, watch their show or was recommended I should walk into their show. I mean, you got a bunch of IG models, which I call semi diesels, man. Basically, hoes, renegade hoes, sitting around drinking, talking shit. Really, there's nothing there. And he's trying to steer the content. Well, they look good enough to attract male attention, which is all it's there for. They get the eyeballs, they get male attention. There's enough drama to keep people entertained. I don't think much of them. Basically, winter's already here. Okay, winter's already here. Especially if it's going to get colder. It's going to get colder on the 31st. I mean, after the 31st, when everything ends, when all the unemployment ends, all the rent moratoriums ends, this week the shit's going to actually hit the fan, and then we'll really find out what's going on because Biden's going to take the net out from under most of these people. It is what it is. He said you got a year and a half to get your shit together. If you haven't got your shit together in a year and a half, then you're gonna have to do it on your own. They're not gonna keep dumping trillions of dollars into this. But something but I said that a year ago. At some point they're gonna pull the net or pull the safety net from underneath people. And I didn't think they would extend it as long as they did. I thought you'd have maybe about a year, which is fair. I thought it would end in March. He extended it 6 months. If you ain't got your shit together, man, there's no excuse. So, so all this stuff it will end. After Biden just said it, there is no more after the 31st. There is no more. He said it. Yeah, yeah, basically, yeah. OnlyFans and well, that's what they deal in OnlyFans and they hoes and they deal in IG hoes, and that's what they deal in. And a lot of stuff they were selling, man, I knew they weren't living that. Man, they're salesmen because they were too hyped about it. They were hyped. They were too hyped about it. They were too adamant about it. But that's what sells on YouTube, especially on white YouTube. Most of their fans are not black, even though they're people of color. Most of their fans are not black. The women that until Kevin, there were no black women on Fresh and Fit. They were all white. They're all white and Latin, which is what's in Miami. And they didn't start bringing on black women until Kevin and Donovan actually kind of interceded into the space. So I don't really think much of them. So all this stuff going around, I don't even know why it's even in the sector. That's about Fresh and Fit. I don't even know why. Let me ask you guys, why do you guys care about Fresh and Fit since it's interactive? Because I don't understand. Um, yeah, Ash, since you're a woman, I wouldn't. Ash, since you're a woman, I wouldn't even bother. I mean, it's yeah. What I'm saying is, why do people care? That's just what I don't understand. If they're having beef, I mean, I have get enough beef on this side, man. A lot of beefs that go on with me, you guys don't even hear about because I don't think they're important. So why should I even get entertained uh, a beef that I'm not even involved in, unless it's for clicks and views? And You know, really, if I wanted to make money in this sector, it would be in the tech. The tech is easier. There's less beefs. There's less headaches. Less things about YouTube trying to demonetize your content, trying to give you strikes. None of that happens on the tech side, right? Because tech is pretty straightforward. You make more money, have more subs, you grow quicker. YouTube actually helps you out. This sector, the social sector, this side, especially the black manosphere, man, is a money pit. Basically, it's a headache. And basically, I'm over here because I do it for the love of black men and black people. There's a lot of stuff I say on this channel is unpopular, even though it's accurate, but it's unpopular. Really, why they expose who they really are? Why the thing is, why do we care? Why do we care? The black manosphere is not even not part of it. Why do we care? Why do you go over there and look at them? If you don't watch them, then they're not part of they're not part of they never said they were part of the black manosphere. Oh, the Valdez beef. Really, it was a one-sided beef between me and Valdez. It's a one-sided beef. I've never beefed with him. In fact, I avoided beefing with him because then he was part of the crew. So I avoided beefing with him. I don't want to beef with people on my crew. Well, that's fine, but thing is, don't bring it over here. Is she American black woman? I don't know if she's American black woman. She could be. I don't know much about her. I'm just curious because I keep hearing this question about Fresh and Fit. I guess this will do as my video for Fresh and Fit. Um, the only thing that the only show that I liked with Fresh and Fit was Kevin on was on it, and he checked those white women, and I knew they were actually going to break through to the into the white sector. Okay, I knew it. I knew that Kevin was actually going to blow up, and the black manosphere was going to break into the white sector. That was the only thing important, and they got attacked after that by the white sector of YouTube. Street conservative. Yeah, well, you know how it is, man. Ash. Draken Lang with the vax. Nope. Oh, draconian with the vax. Yeah, man, I've been telling you guys, man. Y'all gonna have to take eventually you guys gonna have to take the vaccine whether you like it or not, because they've already stated that's tied to the money. That's tied to getting you back to work. Okay, that's your validation for going back to work and back to school. Eventually, everybody's going to have to take that vaccine at some point if you want to participate. I said it a year ago. In fact, um, Jerome Powell of the Fed hinted hinted that that this is supposed to be happening, right? Because they were supposed to pull all your money by the end of March. You know, by the beginning of March, they're supposed to pull all the money. They didn't, but Jerome Powell said you're not going to have this program ramped up nearly in time to actually pull all this money. So why you got an extension till September? There's a reason that you got the money because Biden was going to pull the money in March, but since he didn't pull the money in March because the vaccines weren't going to be ready, the rollout wasn't going to be ready. He extended it to September. But it's over, man. As far as that shit, it's over. When y'all people that are not vaccinated are gonna have a hard time. Hell, I'm not fond of the vaccine, but I know I got to take one. I'm not fond of it, but I know it's inevitable. If I want to do something or get on a plane or travel someplace, I'm gonna have to have a vaccine. You're gonna have to have that little card, or that's probably not gonna be good enough. It's probably gonna have to be in your smartphone, and you're gonna have to have to do it with a digital ID. Yes, they can force vaccines on you, Jack. They sure can. Dennis just did a whole video on it. They sure can force it on you. They sure can force it on you. Yes, they can. It's called police power. It's called eminent domain. Eminent domain doesn't just mean um your your house or your land. It's also you. Well, remember, Jack, how can they force a draft on you? Let me ask you a question. How can they force the draft on you if they can't make you do something? They sent how many men did they send to war and force you into a draft? How many people want to go across the store? How many people want to go across wanted to go over and fight and die? Okay, it's called a draft. How relevant do you think Ivy League universities like Harvard are today? Very. I say I wanted my son to attend Harvard. That's where the connections are. That's where policy gets made. That's why I talk to the PhDs. Everybody bends to Harvard, and Harvard's not the only one. You have Ivy League and you get near Ivies. Okay, that's where the power is actually brokered from, like it or not. Ask Jay Bones. He went to Notre Dame. He's a global elite. You want to be a global elite, you're gonna have to go to one of those schools. Is what it is. Harvard is not about the education; it's about the connections. It's like trying to get uh, a federal job and being outside the DMV. Your chances are much better being in the DMV. They just are. He might have. I don't. I, he probably is. I don't know why. Fresh and Fit. I think Fresh and Fit and Donovan Sharp are just gadflies or just uh, straw men. Jason Black doesn't like the red pill community, so they serve as straw men. He really wants to go after the black, you know, the black manosphere, but he can't. He can't do it directly. So he's taking uh, people that are not in in the black manosphere, but in the broader manosphere to actually pick on because of their skin color and trying to make a direct connection to us. He can't. Jason Black is perfectly willing to try and go in on us if he wants to. He knows who we are. He never heard him mention O'Shea, uh, uh, O'Shea or Angry Man or even Obsidian or even me. There's a reason for that. Because most of the guys he mentions, like Donovan Sharp, Fresh and Fit, most people, or Coach Greg Adams, most black guys don't even know who they are. Congress, basically, go look at uh, Uncle D's Dennis Sperling's video about the Constitution and police powers. All right, you guys got it twisted. You guys think you have more power than you do. Oh, they know who you are. If they really wanted to do it, they could do it. We already have track and trace. They put that in your phones. Put that stuff in your phones. Last I think it was when did they put that? Last November. No, November. What? Last October. They built it into the phone. Your track and trace is built into your phone. Um, what? You know what? I don't even want to talk about because I don't know much about Myron. Okay, I don't follow them. I don't follow them. I'm not even in on the beef because it's not important to me. So you ask me about the beef. I don't care. Okay, they're trying to make money, and this is theater, and everything Myron and Fresh and Fit does is theater. That's how come they pay those chicks. You know, they pay those chicks or they let these chicks advertise. Then you get random hoes that are drunk around talking about dating and shit like that. Come on, he can because he play. He's a ball player. He can. Any guy, any coach, basketball coach that's black can relate to black people. Okay, he can. As he just chooses not to. Yeah, they're making money on their podcast. It's a scam. He knew nothing about. Yeah, kid. Yeah, you know, I can't say. Hey, Big Lou, what's up? I mean, I only watched them because Kevin was on there. Other than that, I have no interest. I have no interest. But basically, they were that they're white manosphere before, like I said, before Kevin, they didn't have black people on there other than Fresh. They're all white and Latinas. I don't eat Clotis. I don't care. I don't care. It's bullshit. It's theater. I'm a content creator. I know bullshit when I see it. It's bullshit. They're selling white guys a dream. And that's fine. We'll see. As long as as long as the trademark doesn't affect us, I really don't care what he does with the trademark. If it doesn't affect me, I don't care. Clotus, knock it off, okay? We've answered it. Knock it off. We're not gonna this whole thing is not gonna be about Fresh and Fit, all right? Yeah, they can make you do what they want to make you do. If they want to make they're trying not to um, get people upset about a vaccine, so they're trying not to. But eventually, if they need to make people take vaccines, you ain't don't have much choice. They'll just make it hard on you. Very little. What's up? You guys think you have the thing is that boggles my mind. You guys think you have way more power than you do. Y'all think you'll individually have way more power than they do, and they don't. If they turned off your debit card, you'd be starving within a week. Most of you. Lex, what's up? I don't know. I don't think. Well, you know what it is, Triple X. Believe it or not, what it is that a lot of these guys that have a majority female audience have beef with the Manosphere, and I think that's where his beef is coming from. It has really nothing to do with us because most of us never even bothered Jason Black. But I think the majority of his listeners are female, and so females get upset. So they guess what they're going to do? They're going to complain to him. Uh, Clotus, bruh, I don't want to time you out, man. We're not talking about them. If they wanna come over and state their case, they can. But you're not gonna come over here and argue their case on my channel, all right? I've asked you twice. Not really. Not really. He's not as hardcore as you think. Okay. I mean, I like Jason Black, and I remember Jason Black mostly from his Facebook page before he got big on YouTube. So I remember him, but most of his audience is female. That's why he doesn't have like us. I won't have anything to do with Black Manosphere. I can't put my finger on it, but it's weird. I am Black Manosphere, sir. So, Clotus, you know what, man? We're gonna if you don't chill out, we're gonna help you out. All right? I don't want to have to. You haven't really said anything too bad. I want to block you, but I'm asking you. Okay? Last time I'm gonna ask you. They don't need to roll down. Basically, they don't need to roll down the APC to your house. You just won't be able to buy anything, or get on a plane, or get your driver's license, all that kind of stuff that you need to move around in this society. They don't have to make you take anything. You'll sign up. Most people sign up, and the people that don't. Okay, Clotus, one more time, man. All right. Oh, they helped him out. Yeah, he got a fresh and fit fan over here. Uh, Basically, he says he's not Black Manosphere. I have to. Basically, he will tell you he's not Black Manosphere. Jason Black will tell you that. You don't have to tell. He would agree with you. He doesn't like the Black Manosphere. Booster shots, you're probably gonna have them because most viruses mutate, and this one mutates even faster. This thing, Nicole said, this thing was actually built to avoid or detection from the immune system. So it's going to be even making a vaccine for it is going to be very difficult. That's how they picked the coronavirus because it's hard to make a vaccine against it. That's why they picked it to be enhanced. Uh, Jason, what is Jason Black really saying that's new? What is he really saying that's new? You don't have to take anything, man. You can you can the only way they can get this economy back rolling is a vaccine. I told you that a year ago. And y'all still believe fat meat's not greasy. So if you want to slip on the grease and break your ass, go ahead. Would you like to step up, sir? Jay International, would you like to step up? Would you like to step up? It doesn't fucking matter whether it's true or false. It doesn't fucking matter. This is their way out to get their economy rolling again. You will take the motherfucker or you won't participate. It's up to you. Dennis just said the same thing. You don't have to take the shit, but if you want to participate, you will take the shit. And there's no way out of it. They don't give a fuck about you. Okay? You're a nobody. Go live in the woods. Who is they? They're called the leaders of this country. You guys, y'all kill me. They, your government. the leaders, the people that make decisions for you, your elected officials, okay? The money people, your bankers, your feds, they stop acting stupid. From Biden on down, Jerome Powell, Biden, uh, Trump, Fauci, um, your senators, your congressmen, your medical professionals, all the people, your corporation leaders, your bankers, okay? Any more? You want some more theys? You want some more theys? I, I I'm on the West Coast, sir. It's right after breakfast, lunch. I'm on the West Coast, Jack. We have a thing called time zones. What has Jason Black said that was new, sir? What has Jason Black said that was new? I, I'm I'm one of the few people that will actually introduce ideas that you never heard of, you know, which YouTube doesn't like. It doesn't matter. Don't take the shit, Jay. Don't take the shit. Go live in the woods. Hold on a second, y'all. Normally, I turn my phone on. I take my text from my phone to the computer, so I don't have to get up. But it was chiming so bad. It can't go back to the pre-pandemic economy because that's too late. They were going to automate anyway. All it did was faster. Okay, I've been saying this shit for a year and a freaking half. Okay, but Jay, if you want to step up, man, I'll drop the link. If you want to do this in real time, if you really got an argument, okay, if you really got an argument, you can step up. Well, you just put a one in the chat if you want to step up, Jay. I wasn't going to take. 'Cause I only wanted to be on here like maybe an hour because this is a morning talk. He hasn't said anything new. As Jason Black talked about automation, AI, or biotech, or the fourth industrial revolution, or anything like that. Barely. He just started talking about the Great Reset recently. Man, we talked about the Great Reset. Uh, damn near what? Was it 5 years ago? We started talking about the Great Reset. I know it's here. It's going to accelerate. There's always something new. It's called artificial wombs and machines. Okay, that's new. Get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up. You ain't getting no rifle. Oh, you want to? Oh, one. Hold. Give me a second. Let me check my. Let me check my text, and I'll put the link up. Let me check my text first, and you can get on and argue with it because I'm getting tired of y'all. This is not going to be a panel. I'll let you guys up one at a time. Okay, and we'll go. Let's see, what is it? 30 minutes in. We'll go another hour. So I got shit to do. It's just a morning talk. It's not a shatter point and not even a coliseum. But there's the link. If Jay wants to come up, he sure can. Man, they've been telling you this stuff, man. Do I really have to do a daily thing? Because I don't want to bombard the whole um, channel with political news, because Adrian can tell you, I could do at least 10, 15 stories a day. I could put up 10 or 15 stories a day. This is Rodney. Rodney's one of my experts. Rodney's been on the money for. Is this Jay?
This is Jay International, the one and only.
Okay.
Yeah. So my thing is, we have doctors and scientists on both sides. I think it's very ingenuous to say that.
Ingenuous, yeah.
Yes, ingenuous. Disingenuous.
Disingenuous.
No, I said
Thank you, sir.
disingenuous. Okay, I think it's very disingenuous.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me, to say that all the narrative is all on the side of
Okay.
the mainstream narrative.
Okay.
There is another narrative that is speaking out on the effects of taking this
Which one?
mRNA.
Let me ask you a question. Which one counts?
There's Nobel
Which one
Okay.
counts?
As far as what? As far as your health?
As far as policy. Okay. This is an experiment. I'm gonna put you in the seat of the United States, of the president of the United States, right?
Okay.
I'm putting all this shit on your desk, because I've talked about this even under goddamn Trump, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your military that you know about, because you actually finance gain of function program, right, to enhance these little buggers, right?
Okay.
Your military walks in one day and said there's been a release in Wuhan. And Trump says, what the fuck are you talking about, Wuhan? They throw the piece of paper on your desk. Remember, you signed this shit with Fauci, right? He said, yeah, I remember this. Gain of function. Did you actually read it, Mr. President? Well, I looked over it. It seemed like a good idea. What do you think they were making in there? Well, he said something, an enhanced bio stuff. I didn't really read it. Read it now. You read it. I said, flip to the back page. Look at what could be released.
Okay.
In other words, this particular bugger, which is an enhanced coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2. That's why they call it SARS-CoV-2. It's an enhanced original COVID. You know what the lethality of COVID is? Sorry, but if it's spread, you know what the lethality is if you catch it?
Okay.
60%. 60%, right?
Okay.
So an enhanced COVID that spreads like the freaking flu could be headed to your shores. What do you do?
Tell people the truth.
Really? Okay. And if you tell them the truth, what are they going to do?
I mean, this is a biological weapon. I mean, it's going to be chaos. It's going to be
chaos. Do you really want 330 million people to panic?
But yes, this is not my argument.
No. You're president. It's not an argument. I'm asking for your decision. Do you want 330 million people to panic?
We have the military to keep them under control.
No, 330 million people. You do not have enough military, sir.
Our weapons will.
Okay, your weapons will. Okay, what's going to happen to your economy if you do that?
Oh, economy's going to crash, but.
And what's going to happen when the economy crashes?
The U.S. will no longer exist as the power.
You're going to have a whole bunch of people starving, right? It might even break up, right?
Yes.
Do you want that?
No, I don't want that.
So what do?
I go with the mainstream narrative.
You go with the mainstream. No, you
not science.
You form the mainstream narrative.
I formed the mainstream narrative that is not based on science.
It is based on science.
Okay, but this is the thing, though, BJ. I think you got me completely wrong, because I've called before. This is not my argument. My argument, I know that we have a decision to make. I know that there's a decision that needs to be made. But my whole argument is people that are promoting this as if this is actually safe. Okay, you're going to have to decide. You're going to get the jab. This is what you need to know that can happen with the jab. Yeah, Dr. Fauci. Yeah, everybody else is saying this.
They told you. Okay,
Okay,
okay, okay, okay. What a number. Okay, you saying the jab is unsafe? You say it kills people. Okay, where the bodies at?
time will tell. Time will
There ain't
tell,
no time will
BJS.
tell. You ain't got no time. Where the bodies at?
No, I'm saying we'll see. We're gonna see. Time will tell.
Now,
Everybody that took the jab, everybody that took the jab,
oh,
we're gonna see.
we're
Time is
gonna
gonna
see.
tell.
How long is it gonna tell? How long?
Some scientists, some doctors are saying
I
6
want
months to a few years.
I want your gut feel, because the jab has been around for like a year and a half. I
Okay,
want your gut feel. So so if they, 6 months is already done, right? Because they started taking the jab over a year ago in Europe. Okay,
I
six
think.
months is already 6 months is already gone. Okay, now that timetable's already had. There's no bodies. Okay,
Okay,
now
okay, okay. I'm gonna give you a time limit. So now
okay.
that now that they have the booster shot and they're introducing it, I think that it'll be a year and a half to 2 years. You're
Okay,
gonna start to see
okay, okay.
the results of
No,
this.
stand on your square. Give
I'm
me
on
a
my
definite
square.
time. No, no. Listen to me. Okay.
I said a year and a half.
A year and a half. Okay.
Yes,
How,
I'm
how
on my
much?
square.
How long is your economy going to last?
We keep taking it back to the economy. My argument is not on the
No, no, no,
economy.
no, 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 no.
That's not my argument.
It doesn't have to be your argument. I don't. Basically, until a year and a half, you do not know. You're guessing.
But yes, you were on
You're
this
guessing.
a few weeks
You're
ago.
guessing.
A few weeks ago,
You're
you were
guessing.
promoting this
You
vaccine
guess. I
like it
didn't.
is
What?
actually health, like it is actually health and based on science. You are promoting the
It,
vaccine. It's not
I,
about the economy with
I
you.
did.
It's
I
about
did.
the vaccine.
If you, where did I promote it? What I told you about the vaccine a year and a half ago.
Okay, but you're saying it like it's actually you're promoting it like it's actually safe, and
You're
and
gonna.
I think that's not right.
It's not going to. What did I say about the vaccine when I first said it? What did I say about it? Since you've been listening to me, what did I say about it when it first came out? What did I say?
All I remember is what you said from when I called in about I think it was about
What
2 weeks ago.
and
The discussion on it.
so
Yes,
you changed your name, right?
my name has always been the same.
Okay.
I'm in Hotep.
And you 2 weeks ago, what did I say about it? Basically,
You
what did
you
are
broke
you go?
you broke down the
Are,
science. You said you were breaking
okay,
down the science. You were saying
okay.
that the mRNA and the spike protein. You were breaking down, and you were
What did I say?
basically
No, no.
you were basically saying that it is
I didn't
healthy
say.
and effective.
I didn't say. I did not say whether it was. I said it's effective. It's the most effective one they can come up with. Why did I say that?
So you so your so your
No, no,
so
no. Why
your
did I say that? Why did I say that?
I
Answer
guess
my question.
based on your research that you've done.
Basically, have they ever made a corona? How much research have you done into this?
I mean, I've researched vaccines. I've done a lot of research on vaccines, just in
Have, have,
general, how they work and how they function.
have they ever made a coronavirus vaccine before this?
This is not a vaccine.
Have they ever made a coronavirus before this?
No,
Vaccine before this? No. Why?
I don't know why. I mean, you may
Because
not answer to.
it doesn't work. It's
Okay,
the
then.
only way they can make it.
Okay, but this is not a vaccine, though.
It doesn't matter.
BGS.
It doesn't matter. It's not
This
a
is
vaccine now.
it pays a
It
trick.
doesn't matter.
This is something that pays a trick
It
on your immune
doesn't
system
matter.
by introducing your body with
It
spike
doesn't matter.
proteins.
Yes, it does. It doesn't matter, does it?
And you may be
It
susceptible to
doesn't matter,
weakening
does it?
your immune
It
system.
doesn't matter, does it?
It matters. It matters that people know the truth and make a decision.
They do know the truth.
No, they don't know the truth
Yes,
because
they
the
do.
mainstream media
Yes, they
is
do.
promoting this like it's
It
healthy.
doesn't matter.
Okay, whatever, BGS. It does matter.
It doesn't matter. You
It
will
matters that
take
people know the truth.
you will take the motherfucker because
I
that's
ain't
the
taking
only way
shit.
out. Well,
I
you
ain't
don't
taking
take it.
shit.
You don't take it.
Okay, I'm not afraid.
I
I'm
don't
not
care.
afraid.
You won't be able to participate in life,
I'll
okay?
participate in life
No, you
just
won't.
fine.
No, you
Just
won't.
fine. I
No,
just
you
got my
won't.
license yesterday. I'll
Yeah.
participate in life just fine.
It doesn't matter, okay?
Okay.
They're gonna make you take the jab, all right?
They gonna
They
have to hold a gun to my head.
well, then move to the woods, sir. I
Let's
think I
do
told
it.
you that.
I'm ready for it.
Well, then move to the woods.
All right, BJS, man. I gotta go. You have a good one, man.
You too. All right.
What's up,
Next.
BG? Yes, you know it's been a while since I've been on your
If
panel, man.
nigga, where you? I ain't gonna cuss you out. I ain't even gonna cuss you out, man. I just realized who you were. I ain't even gonna cuss you
I
out,
know
man.
you was like,
I
who
was
this
getting ready.
nigga
I was
here?
getting ready to cuss you out. This is realize who this is. What up, man?
What's
You
up,
know,
man?
I was getting
I've
ready
been
to cuss
doing
your ass out.
I've been doing well. I've been doing well. So my topic, it won't be the corona or the whole
What?
because I know you done explain the point like you do
Yeah,
millions of
yeah.
times.
Let,
So
let me pull Rodney up here. I don't want to sit him back there too
okay,
long. Okay,
okay,
well,
cool.
you continue. Rodney's cool, so he can come up for a second. But
Okay,
go
Hey,
ahead.
what's
what's
good,
happening,
Rodney?
y'all?
What's up, Rodney? Let me talk to
Hey,
Pharaoh for a minute.
go ahead,
I'm
go
just
ahead.
pulling you so you don't say in the background too long, unless you got shit to do.
No, go ahead. I'm good. I heard the first little get
Oh yeah,
down there, and I
yeah,
thought
yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna come up here
If
and
he
kind
No,
wants to
of
no,
stay up, it's
no,
fine,
that's all right.
BGS. So you don't.
No,
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 go
no.
ahead, Pharaoh. I'm gonna sit back
Go
in the
for it.
back, man. Do your thing.
Do your thing.
Okay, cool. So first I read. Well, I didn't really read because Ramil his live came up
Okay.
talking about the whole thing with the OnlyFans reversal, and I
Oh yeah.
find it funny. Like, it's only been like what, a week when they announced that they wasn't gonna do the
Oh no,
whole.
it's been longer than it's been longer than that. It's like
Oh, it's longer than that.
like 3, 4 months. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
You
this was
right
the
because
drop. This was a drop dead date. I think. I think sometime next month or something like that. So
yeah, October they were supposed to make the
yeah.
decision or something like that.
No,
But
no, they made a decision that it was actually a drop dead date. So actually,
oh,
this is
okay.
a reversal. Yeah.
So they pretty much just told the banks F them pretty much.
I don't know what's going on. I have to really research it and see exactly why they decided to do a reversal. The thing is, they can attract a higher level um, um, celebrities because of
Mhm.
it, and their finance the banks that were actually supposed to finance them um, said that they didn't want to be associated with porn, so they
Right.
were cool with that. But so I guess the chicks have to pay more money because they were
Oh,
actually making
ooh.
money. They're actually making
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. Well, up till when IRS asked for them, but they cut. But
Well, the OnlyFans are making like $200 million a year, man.
well,
After
yeah,
after
yeah.
after after taxes and shit like that, so they're making money.
hmm So, and with that, that will be coming into like, I guess I don't want to put the COVID-19 on there because some states are sitting over talking about more lockdowns. I know, I live in Atlanta, so we've been open since the time coming.
Yeah.
Everybody was coming to our city,
Hmm.
running amok, acting a fool and shit. Like, people was like, "What is going on with Atlanta?" I'm like, "Hey, y'all had y'all bees from other cities and then came down here and just started a whole warfare." So I'm like, "Hey, we ain't had nothing to do with it." So, um, the rent moratorium. So our
That's done.
yeah, and I just had a conversation with one of my friends
Hmm.
because she works in the real estate in the business, and I was talking to her because I was thinking about getting another house, but I was
Yeah.
gonna wait till the market crash. I'm not trying to buy right now because I know it's a seller's market right now. So she was like, "Well, instead of you renting out your old house that you bought from your parents, do Airbnb." Which
Okay.
I was like, okay, that would seem like a smart idea because you still got people that can't kick folks out because of the rent moratorium.
Okay.
People who decided not to pay rent.
You're going in and out, Pharaoh.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me fine?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So with the rent moratorium, what do you think, like, for people who are like homeowners who pretty much just took the L
Okay.
for all of last year?
Okay.
What do you think? What would be their next best move now? You think they should sell or like
It,
do
it de-
like an Airbnb route or
Airbnb is gonna be with COVID. It's gonna be tricky
mm-hmm,
because travel is down. So you have to you have to get with the like the here actually does travel for your state and see what the travel load is, because if COVID hits, or COVID is restricting travel, that's what's going to happen to Airbnb. It's going to be down, right? So
okay,
that's what I would check that first. Okay.
okay,
Now selling depends on on your market and the market price, and because we have no idea what's going to happen after the rent moratorium lifts. But said if
mm-hmm,
you're going to keep it and keep renting, I would say try to get to your governor or your city, your city government, and try to get your back rent. Since Biden did actually a lot, like $53 billion for back rents and stuff like that. Try to get your
Mm-hmm.
money. You know, even if you're gonna eventually do whatever you're gonna do, sell or evict or whatever you're gonna do, try to get your money back for your last year and a half before you actually do all that. If the money's there, that's what I
Okay.
would do. I try to get my money, my back rent first before I decided anything else.
Okay. Before you even start thinking
Yeah,
about Airbnb and
yeah,
stuff. Okay. Okay.
yeah. That's what I would do because I don't know why people aren't doing it. If they said the money's out there and they got like 53 billion, I think 47 billion dollars left that hasn't been distributed. I try to get my money
Yeah,
and
because a lot of
first.
people haven't even applied. Like, I think a
Yeah,
lot of homeowners haven't even applied to even try to get that money back. It's
yeah,
like some of them just gave up and just said, you know what, F it. When we
yeah,
can kick them out, we just gonna sell. And I'm thinking like, nah, I'll take your route. Like, I'll take this back money that's owed to me because
yeah,
pretty much it really is. So, I mean, and then I'll sell or whatever.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I would, because it's been like a year and a half of back rent. I would try to get that.
okay,
That's what
okay,
I would do. And I, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some ins and outs and restrictions, right?
yep, yep.
But I'm
So.
saying that what I would attempt to try to get yeah, Biden's only let them get 80% of the back rent, but the 80% is still a lot of money, man. You're talking about a year and a half.
Yeah, it is. When I heard it was 80, I'm like, that's 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 way more than I even thought that they were going to get. I didn't think it was going to be 80%. I was like,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. I would try to get that first. In fact, I think Rasmus was saying the same thing. I actually played. I think actually one of my. I think it's my second to my no the three. Was it three? I think it was three. Um, 3 dark news ago, I actually played that.
Okay.
Rasmus was actually talking about it, right? He said you should try to get your back rent first,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
sell. Even no matter what you're gonna do.
yeah. I think that was on the rent moratorium, the nine
Yeah,
minute video
yeah,
that you put out. Yeah, he
yeah,
did say that.
yeah.
And I'm
That's
glad
what.
you mentioned him up too because of this whole thing. I'm glad you brought up that water shortage. I didn't
Okay,
think nobody was going to go into depth with that because it's another guy who I listen to. You probably might have heard of him on YouTube. His name is Neil McCoy Ward.
I never heard of him, but
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I'm gonna shoot you. I still got your email. I'm gonna shoot you his link, and he's
Okay,
from the UK. It
okay.
seems to me like people from the UK or rather tell the truth than
It-
actually.
they okay. Like my advisor told me like 30 years ago, they tell different lies. They tell lies, but thing is, the reason that you look in internationally because they tell different lies. So one side is going to tell a different lie than one another country. So you try to spread your shit out
But it seems like the more the UK, they seem like they spot on even with our economy, which is ridiculous. Uh,
compared to us.
compared to yeah, because I'm like we can't really tell lies about what they got going on, or well, I guess we can, but we kind of suck at it. I guess.
No, some of the lies we tell are good. It just depends. No, amazing. I showed this on my last live, a picture of the desertification of like a 40, it's like 35% of the United States is desert now. It's dried up.
Hmm.
Okay, in the south, in the west. Okay,
Hmm.
half of Africa is desert now. Like half of China is desert. So you got all these deserts and growing regions. Man, it's gonna be a problem. It's not just here. That's why I put that one up because I want people to pay attention to it. That climate change is not about a rise. It is about rising sea levels and polar ice melting, but it's also about um, your growing regions drying up. Like I'm in California. We've had a drought for like the last 9 years.
Yeah, yeah. I guess you can use some of that flood that North Carolina and Tennessee just got.
Mhm.
But,
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh
so
that would be welcome, man. That'd be like the
you said that would be
that'd be like 5 years of rain for us, man.
man. So I guess we kind of caught up. Yeah, I read that flood, so I'm
Uh,
like, well, I guess we just caught up and just say some got some more water, y'all. So
yeah,
mm,
yeah. Go to Google Maps and look at and just look at all the yellow. which means either dry lands or desert, man. And find and look at
Mhm.
how much of the world. I think it's a third of the land mass on the planet is dried up like that. Especially growing like Africa. Half of Africa is desert now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So okay.
And the Sahara's creeping. Plus, we're not even including the rivers and the lakes that are drying up.
Man, we really live as some Book of Eli type shit, ain't we?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of reasons for it, but we'll see. I mean, they could solve it, man. It's been trillions. We just dumped, $15 trillion in the Middle East, man. That didn't work. They could have built. They could have built desalination plants all up in the coast of the United States for that kind of money, and solve the water problem. But they rather do whatever they do, man. Which is and we as people actually allow that shit. So
Yeah, we
so it's
did.
not just it's not just them.
Yeah.
Not
The
just them.
Middle East is next. As a matter of fact, now that I looked at it, because I was like, when I kind of knew that move for Biden was coming, it was just either it was going to be this year or next year. That's all I was just predicting. And especially when you look at it now, next month on the 11th, it's the 20th anniversary of the 9/11. So
Yeah.
I'm like, it's funny
that's
that it's happening like right around the time,
Yeah. Well, Biden, but basically Trump signed it. Trump signed that shit like sometime last year, and he signed and Biden. They're supposed to get out March 1st, but Biden extended it to September 1st, September 15th, September 1st. I do believe that's like I said. August 31st is the
August
drop dead date.
31st.
Yeah. He basically they already gave him a 6 months extension. People don't realize that though. Okay. It said, okay, the NARC perspective said, I ordered like 30 cases of water. Do you think that I should get a filter or stock up on certain food? Stock up on your dry foods and get yourself the best water filter you can afford. One for the house and one that's portable. Because a bottle of water ain't going to do shit, right? Except hold a certain amount of water in a bottle. And that's not going to sustain you for very long. Okay. Bottled water is only for emergencies, right? Convenience and emergency, but you need a filter. Go to your survival channels. They'll tell you. They'll start suggesting filters. A bottle. I don't even have drink bottled water anymore. I drink filtered water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is the smart way.
It's somebody say get a Berkey filter. That's one of the best. There's a bunch of them. You go on Amazon, you can find like 50 different kinds of water filters, portable and the other type. All right. I'm gonna let Rodney in. Yeah, but things you brought up about the rent moratorium, man, that's like I put stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad that you did. I'm glad that you did. And then like I said, like the judge over here in Decatur on the east side, she's trying to extend it. And I'm telling people like at the end of the day, like the inevitable is here. Like they're gonna kick you folks out. Like, and especially a lot of people who decided not to pay it. Like it's
black women do roll the dice, man. They think somebody's gonna help them. And they're gonna be out because the thing people don't understand about Biden, right? He's old. He's not gonna run again because he's too old. So whatever he's almost like a lame duck. He don't give a shit. Whatever he's gonna do, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about polls. Okay, he's in for 4 years and that's it. So he's gonna do whatever he thinks is necessary. So when one thing I keep sticking in my mind, he said, "I mean what I say when I say it." Y'all gonna believe that sooner or later, because you get mad and say, "Well, I didn't believe he would do it." Okay, keep believing that shit. When
if people don't know that man's track record, they better believe it.
he said he was actually gonna end all this shit in September. He said ain't no more. He just came back out and said it ain't gonna be no more. This is it. And he trust and believe they're gonna start tightening up the screws on this vaccine, whether you like it or not. I don't care if you believe in it, you think it's unhealthy, whatever it is. And Dennis just said that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, appreciate OGS like always, and
man, don't be no goddamn stranger, man. I'm gonna cuss your ass out, man.
Hey man, hey, I try, I come in, I do comment, I do look at your videos and stuff.
Okay.
It's just the shadow point. I just keep hitting and missing them, man. But
Okay.
I make sure I show up a lot more because I'm like, you looking like Pharaoh World, like, who the hell? Like, I'm like, this nigga show up. I know it seems like years that I've been on here because I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you one of my first, but like my ride or dies, man.
Yeah,
Shit,
I've been
since
rocking
year one.
early 2017. Like it seemed like the year go fast. I'm like, man, that I've been in this space. And I say it like with everybody else. I mean, I don't, I'm not like the whole thing with the B stuff and the disagreement, especially like with you and Angry Man and stuff. I still support everybody that y'all
Yeah.
been rocking with in 2017. Like, well, I'll say some. I mean, because we had some people that done traded on us. So but I still appreciate that information. I still, you done put me on a lot of game. Oh, I don't know if if I told you I paid my truck off early.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
it's in my name, title, and all. So I'm
Yeah,
not.
they haven't. Let me ask you a question. Are they real? They've said, and Erica says they have like a trucking shortage because so many people parked their trucks during COVID. So now that it's trying
What
to wake up back up, are they having a trucking shortage?
what happened was during COVID
Hmm.
because they also shut down a lot of the plants,
Yeah.
especially in refrigerated, because that's what I was in. Tyson shut down a lot of their plants,
Uh.
Cargill. And what happened was, because of that, a lot of trucking companies had to file for bankruptcy and get out of business because they had national accounts. National accounts meaning that it's certain amount of loads. You may go to like a Tyson
Mm,
distribution center and you may see like KLLM, they refrigerated trailers. They have certain loads that they do a day that they got to meet the quota.
okay.
So because of that, it ended up backfiring on a lot of trucking companies went under. So and with that, by default, guess what? A lot of truck drivers, I wouldn't say they was out of a job,
Uh.
but they were placed on hold. So a lot of trucks ended up being parked.
Okay.
So, now that everything is open up, freight has been booming. Like, I don't know, they told you like the last couple months, like an average freight, like for instance, out of Atlanta, I was taking loads from here to Charlotte, and they were paying me like, on me to tell my pay, but they were paying like $3,200 to $3,500, which that's
Okay.
damn near like you rarely see that on the board. And
Okay.
so now, with everything else, now everything is booming, but the drivers are not coming back for some strange reason. So
Okay.
that being like a more,
Well,
uh,
you know what the reason is? They're getting unemployment, federal
yeah,
unemployment.
yeah, especially some who was working company. Now I was on the op, so I was like, I was getting way more than that. So I was like, ain't no way that I was gonna do that. But I still, I even have to look at myself, be like, I was still able to pay this joker off early because a lot of owner operators ended up getting messed up last year too. BGS, all of them
Mm,
had to like, turn their trucks in,
mm-hmm.
and because of it, it ended up messing up their credit. They ended up having to go company, and then they had to be on the waiting list because certain companies weren't driving because the warehouse was closed. So if you were trying to apply, the only people who you be able to go to was somebody like JB Hunt or Warner or Snyder, the bigger ones,
Mm-hmm.
reputation with them. So that was all. So with the trucker shortage, which I got a magazine, they said it's really not one, but it really is. But it's not the number that people misconstrue. It's not that wide of a gap, I would
Okay.
say. So, but automation, it will close that gap a little bit more since they
Okay.
have the self-driving trucks and stuff.
Okay.
So
'Cause I know there's shortages. I'm saying, could that be the reason they have like stock shortages in certain places?
yeah, that plays a part. Yeah, that plays a part into
Okay.
too.
Okay.
So I know we was dealing with it before, but now because it's a wider gap, because a lot of trucking companies went under and stuff. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm. Okay. I was wondering. All
So
right, sir. I'm gonna get to the rest of the people. I mean, don't be a stranger.
all right. All right, Rodney. Everybody.
Hey, what's happening, man? Oh,
damn brother just dipped.
He's still listening, so
oh,
Oh,
okay.
fair
he's
enough,
probably working.
Yeah,
I'm
respect
here.
for that. Respect for that.
Yeah.
Some people, say, I remember them late night streams and shit up at 3 in the morning grinding, but
Oh
it what
yeah,
it is.
yeah, yeah. Those are the days.
Goddamn shit. Remember them Coliseum, 8 hour Coliseum, talking
Yeah,
BGS on a nigga ass 8 hours straight.
longer than that.
Like, damn. Like Jesus, man. Shit. Nigga done got through his whole checklist by the time BGS got through to these niggas, man.
Yeah, they ain't, a lot of them aren't gonna listen, man. I just heard the guy on there that you were, kind of trying to
Yeah,
educate, and he's
yeah,
just not, he's just not open to any kind of real information. I kept, I was screaming at my tablet, going, what sources are you, are you
You would all
referencing when you come down to trying to tell people not to take this vaccine? I mean, it's like these people have nothing. I mean, this is the antithesis of of red pill thinking. You're sitting up here, just going off of your feelings. You're not even reading any of the information. You're not open to any new information. It's just anti-scientific thinking. If
hmm
anything comes out new, I mean, these motherfuckers will get on a new phone before they will accept new technology from the medical perspective, and it's
yeah.
ridiculous, man.
It is ridiculous. Well, like he said, well, 6 months, the body's gonna start dropping. I said it's been
Yeah,
almost a year and a half since
yeah,
they started taking the shit. Where the body's at?
right.
Well, give me. I said, give me a time frame. Well, 2 to 3 years. I said, what's gonna happen to your economy in 2 to 3 years? You won't have one. Okay, that's what you're up against. So it
I
doesn't
mean,
matter.
and
Okay.
all this shit about it not being a vaccine, prove
they
it.
wanna mess
You know what
they
I'm
wanna
saying? I
they wanna
mean,
mess
Is it a traditional vaccine? No.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
but it
they
is
would
the new age of medicine. I mean, this is not stopping, and I'm gonna do some more content. And look, they've moved
Thank,
on
thank you,
to
Rodney. These niggas talk about they want progressivism. They
right.
want shit to move. This is the most progressive way of we can
Right,
fight something.
right. And these motherfuckers, they want everything to stay still. They want to continue with the wagon wheel instead of moving up the tires. And it's ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
I've set up and I've poured
hmm
time into looking into this stuff from
Yeah.
every different aspect. And it's
hmm
getting to the point to where even the geneticists and the people who are actually dealing with this are coming out and making fools of these people's arguments.
hmm
I mean, if have y'all seen the TikTok deal where the lady went on there and basically picked apart the black woman that
yeah.
was sitting? I
I
mean, it's
seen that
Oh
they
yeah.
talking they'll
and,
play the video and then
yeah,
they'll come on. Oh
we need
really?
to
So
air that. We need to air that out a lot because it's showing how stupid we are, and
Yeah.
this shit is affecting the black community by huge numbers. I mean, look here. They opened up the schools here in my state. 450 Little Rock School District students and staff are under quarantine in the last week due to COVID-19.
Yeah.
But these people are down here pissed off because their kids have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Not even the vaccine. They don't even want them to wear a mask. Now, these are the same people who say that abortion is a fucking crime and all this other
hmm
stuff, but they want to send their kids. They are actively fighting to send their kids out into an environment that's not safe.
Well, the school's not going to do it. Okay, they have
No.
guidelines. Okay, they
Right.
get federal money. They got the guidelines.
I
Don't wear
think
the
we've
mask.
only got
Not if
a
they
Don't
take
couple
it.
of school districts, maybe 4 school districts that have said that they weren't going to do it. All those school districts are high. All those the infection rates are
What,
high.
basically, okay, if it's a school district that wants to allow them not to wear masks or get vaccinated, drive your kids over there. You can't go to
Yeah,
school here. Period. That's what's
exactly,
going
and
to
then
happen.
tell that school to get their own funding.
Stay your ass home and teach your kids yourself. There's nothing wrong with homeschooling. Teach your kids
Tell,
yourself.
tell,
Do what you want.
tell all those schools get their own funding. Stop
They,
using tax dollars.
they're not going to be financially liable for actually killing getting kids sick. They're not.
Hmm.
right.
So if they get so much of an infection, they're going to shut it down. There's nothing they can do about that. If you
Right.
don't like it, send your kids someplace else. Don't
They're
I
wear
gonna
mean,
shut your school down
don't
or
wear
pull your
a mask.
funding.
and
Yeah.
how many days are you going to sit up and we're going to average? I mean, we hit 3,000 at least a couple of times a week, but we're averaging 2,000, 2,000 plus, new cases a day. They're talking about the local hospital
thank you,
adding
Alan. Thank you, Alan.
14 new ICU beds, but they don't have nurses to staff them.
That's
And
the point I was trying to make, Rodney.
right, and they're begging for nurses to come in and staff these places, but all of the nurses are moving to other places where the pay is better, like Texas,
Yeah.
and other surrounding
I'll see you
states.
soon, Rodney. I'll
Mhm.
see you soon.
Oh, indeed. I almost I think I'm gonna have to
I-
travel the next time. I think I may have
Look
to
here.
have to do it.
Listen, I'm being that. I done told you, man. I'm being
But
honest.
shit, I
with
just
you.
bought a house though. I got a nice ass house, and it's just,
I know you do, but what I'm saying is, if you're gonna go through another wave, and these fools, make them pay you, man. You should be
Yeah,
bringing in
they
about
gonna pay me.
70,000 a week.
travel for a year, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And get yourself paid and pay the house
Mhm.
off, man, and come
Yeah,
back.
I think that's what
here's
I
the
need to
other
do,
thing,
man.
because my girlfriend's doing it. My girlfriend's doing it. Peep this. Some of them even have insurance. So if you're worried about that, they'll get your insurance already.
Man, I'm not worried
I
about
mean, you
shit.
can look
Really.
into it. These people, if these fools gonna be fools,
Yeah.
don't get paid for it, man.
My wife doesn't want me to do it, but fuck that. I'm just got to go get this money. I'm trying to basically put this information out to kind of help us because we're dying at a stupid rate. And
At a stupid rate, yes.
right, and we're sitting up here. Okay, people are referencing Tuskegee and all this other stuff and how they don't trust white folks.
Don't.
But this is the white folks that's telling you not to take the vaccine.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. These people are listening to people who don't like them, who don't advocate for them, who don't care whether tons of y'all are in the ER or in the ICUs or not. They don't care.
Okay.
With y'all's numbers going down, they love it. They love it.
Hold on a second. Okay. Somebody's asked me, do I listen to this doctor or that doctor or this doctor or that doctor, right?
Uh-huh.
And I do listen to them, but guess what? I rock with the motherfuckers that I trust. These motherfuckers here, I've been rocking with them for a year and a half. They've been on the money. Why should I change what I'm doing? Nicole, Don Calypso, Dr. Dunbar, Rodney, They Live, Mike, and Super Trees. They've been on the motherfucking money for a year and a half. Why should I?
I ain't heard from Super Trees in a minute. I know he killing it right now.
You sure?
I ain't heard from him in a minute, man. So I hope he's doing well.
If I knew Doctor whatever such and such and such and such, I'd put him on. Right? That's what I would do.
And that guy that the guy was referencing, BGS, I found the guy and I did a show on him. And the guy is a damn quack. He comes out and he's on in front of the school district telling these people to not get their kids vaccinated because he advocates this holistic.
I'm a Z. No, I have not listened to Dr. Ali Muhammad. Why is that important? I haven't listened to him. No, I haven't. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I mean,
and you guys, the crazy part to me is
I have a link up for a reason. Okay.
Rodney, are you talking about that white guy?
Yeah.
That was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they have picked this guy apart. He is so bad. Look, the guy is not even board certified.
He's not board certified.
Oh my God.
He's not even working in any of the fields that he said that he was supposedly proficient in. And the heads of those fields of virology and of immunology, these people were coming out and basically picking this guy apart. And it's so bad. This guy may lose his license.
He should lose his license.
Look, I don't know if you guys know this. Look up the Hippocratic Oath. It says to do no harm.
I'm gonna help you out, bro.
And here's the issue. I have never once told y'all to take that vaccine or not to take that vaccine. Y'all know me for real. I've never once said that. I just told you what they going. When BGS said, put out that video talking about they're gonna force y'all to take it or not. All I'm doing is confirming on the ground what these people are saying. They literally just had 75 doctors do a symbolistic walkout protest in Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
them niggas is tired.
Yeah.
I told y'all they frustrated, man.
Look here in Texas. They just closed down 3 ERs because they said they cannot do it anymore.
They can't. Yep.
I mean,
I
it
done
was in the
told y'all,
news
man.
yesterday. And
you
I'm
did.
telling you, if
Told
you
y'all,
guys
man.
have not noticed, in Florida, have you seen those military people down there? They're activating military doctors and nurses to go and assist with this vaccination effort.
You know what? You know what they need to do? If for all the unvaxxed people, what they need to do is set up like a leper colony, a hospital just for these people, right?
Move them, and then I
Move 'em.
bet you they ain't gonna want to go to the concentration camp.
No. If you're sick, okay, just like China, you have a whole hospital just for you guys. You don't have a vaccine, you don't believe in it, I'm gonna put you here. Go here. We'll try to treat you the best we can. Okay.
Yep.
You don't
I
believe
already
it's
told,
real,
but I literally told y'all last week, and this was a week before, but 2 weeks ago, I told y'all this mess. They're tired. BGS didn't push the old boy that was on Dennis's channel, and I don't blame you. I wouldn't have done it either. But I'm telling you behind the scenes what these doctors are saying. I'm actually shocked them doctors came out and finally did that.
Yeah.
They should have been done that. They are tired. They got one doctor here in Austin, Texas. They said this nigga don't sleep. He worked 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
That's what
His body cannot sustain that, man. He's a brilliant physician. His
You're
body cannot sustain
probably
that.
sleeping 2 hours at a time if you get that.
If you get that,
God.
and eventually his body will tear up. It will just tear up, and then you just lost a great doctor. Man ain't coming back from that. You know, Rodney's built for stress like this because he put himself in
Shit.
Rodney's
breaking down too. I'm gonna tell you, man. Look here. I mean, when you sit up and you walk, when you're walking the fucking floor until your heels are hurting and your goddamn legs are going numb and shit, taking care of people. I mean, this shit's crazy, man. You're getting more people than you have supplies to take care of. You got people coming in sick as fuck. You know, and I hate to be over the top about it because I used to be calm about it because it was manageable, but it's not manageable anymore, man. You got people out here being rude as fuck, talking to you any kind of way. People are still trying to break the rules and shit. I'm gonna tell you, they got people at the damn doors at the VA trying to block people from coming in. You can come in, but you can't bring your family members in with you because they're trying to control the number of people that are in there. And if you don't have a vaccine, you can't come in there.
Yeah.
You cannot get services. And they are already, like we talked about, they're already talking about people, if you didn't take the vaccine, then you'll be waiving your right to be taken care of.
Told you that.
They are talking about.
You take the vaccine.
In fact, Jay Bones was talking about he was in Ghana, man, like last week, right? And he hasn't been vaccinated, and he tried to walk into a restaurant, right? And they had had a armed guard with the M16. You know,
shit, I don't blame him.
In front of the door, and then he said, "Show me your vaccination card." He said, "I haven't been vaccinated." He said, "Well, you can't come in." Yeah, right. And he said, "But I'm American, and I don't have COVID." He said, "I don't care. You can't come in." He tried to slip him $50, right? Yeah. He said, I don't care.
Thanks for the $50. Go get a vaccine.
No, he don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I said. He waved it off.
He getting paid so much that it would actually be cheaper for him just to shoot that motherfucker trying to come in and take that.
That's week's pay for him, right?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing. He don't give a fuck about that shit.
He waved it off and said, "Nope, you still can't come in."
That's right. See, because people know how dangerous it is. I talked to a tech guy in India, man, and I'm telling you, he said that this shit is out of control. He said the numbers of people dead and dying is just, I mean, it's astronomical. I mean, in order for people to see, I don't think people really realize how many people are in India and China. And an infection, a massive infection there is the equivalent to like, half the United States. Well,
yeah, they're counting their numbers.
Right. Their numbers are enormous. And think about that in terms of that the virus mutations ability.
There's no way that you can have 1.5 billion people with COVID and your cases be virtually zero overnight.
They're lying.
Yeah.
They're lying. And these other places, they're places that they don't care to report because in the scheme of things, they feel like they don't matter. So you have to they do matter. And, these numbers, I'm gonna tell you, anywhere where there's an enormous number of people who have COVID that's not being treated, the mutation ability goes up.
Yeah, that needs to be factored in. Like to be
Right.
honest, what's the,
And these people, they don't understand why the booster is going to be needed, and it's because of you unvaccinated motherfuckers. You know, and look, I've been pressed for time. I really should be trying to put this stream out now, where I have a diagram that shows the number of unvaccinated people who are basically just swamping all the medical systems state by state. All the people that are coming into these systems are unvaccinated people. They're not vaccinated people. The vaccinated people at home chilling. These unvaccinated people are coming in sick as
yes,
hell.
we are.
You know, sicker than they would be. And let's get it straight. The vaccine is to keep the shit from killing you. If you do get it, it mitigates the symptoms, so you're not as sick. You might have the symptoms of a cold, you might or a weak flu, but
Or hay fever.
Exactly, but you still are able to function. You're quarantined for a few days, 14 days, then you come back to work and you're fine. But the economy is not, hampered. And this guy, you don't see the importance of the economy, but if massive numbers of people are sick and quarantined, the economy comes to a halt. So the thing that you think doesn't matters the most. The only thing that's going to be functioning is the hospitals. But then food transportation, food production, slaughterhouses and all that shit, all of that comes to a halt because those people can't go to work because they're sick. So, BGS was trying to break down the bigger picture to this guy, and it was irrelevant to him. So
But
you have, and I'm gonna say one more thing, and then I'm gonna shut up. But you have these guys saying, "Oh, have you listened to Dr. Muhammad Azula or whatever? Or have you taken flaxseed oil or all of these snake oils and shit?" You have dodged 1,500 doctors to listen to 2. Now, how much sense does that make?
It does.
It does, and you don't listen to the.
And when I ask, what's the first thing I ask them about when they ask you to give me stats? Okay, where are the bodies at?
Exactly.
Where the bodies at?
They're coming. They're coming, BGS.
No,
the bodies are coming. Give it a year. So it's going to take me a year to die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From taking a vaccine.
Yeah. Rodney, here's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Here's the crazy part. So you telling me the world conspiracy is to dwindle the human population down with the vaccine, as opposed to letting the droughts and the food shortages take your ass out.
And global warming.
Right.
Yeah, hold on a
global
second.
warming.
Hold on a second. I'm a Z. If you got a dispute, you got a disagreement, the chat is not a place to do it. There's a link there for a reason. Okay, your next trip is to be blocked, man. I got almost 40,000 subs. I don't need a knucklehead. Okay, if you don't want to be here, go someplace else. All right.
In the
They
chat,
can tell you.
nobody come up.
They tell you I don't give a shit about subs. Okay, so if I'll let you speak, I'll let you get it out. The link is there for a reason. You want to come up and argue, come up and argue. If not, I'm gonna block you. Okay. I've warned you already. Same thing with you, King.
I mean, one by one, we have picked these people apart. I mean, and for y'all that's in here, that's on the fence, that are sensible people. I mean, we spent 3 days hitting these people up. They brought their supposed experts, all of that. Like I said, I just posted the link with that Dr. Dan Stock is his name. Okay. And he's a damn snake oil salesman. And these people are out here basically conning people because of a political ideology. You sit up and you say you're not going to take the vaccine because dumbass Trump said for you not to take it, and that he's healthy. But you don't even realize why he said what he said. Go look at the interviews. He said he didn't want to appear weak. He didn't want America to appear weak. It had nothing to do with whether it would help you or whether it was efficient or whether it was necessary. He just had a feeling, shit that we don't even respect here in this community. He had a moist ass feeling that caused himself to get sick and numerous people in the White House to get sick and numerous people in this country to get sick. Mainly poor people who will never see the type of life that he lives, or
Yeah.
be around the type of people these
Yeah.
in. Look,
Yeah.
these
Go ahead.
people, don't get conned by these people. Please don't get conned by these
Yeah.
people.
Let's take back for people that actually don't believe what I'm saying, right? Okay. When did we start looking at this, Rodney and Mike?
Shit is it?
December was it December 2019?
Yeah,
It was
No,
2019.
November. It was actually
well,
November.
Actually, yeah,
November.
We start talking about it in December, and we saw it
Yeah.
in January.
Yeah. And then before it even got here, right? I asked Rodney and I asked Mike, are you seeing this stuff in the hospitals in February? They said no. In March, guess what they were saying? Oh
Yep.
shit.
And
Yeah.
you asked me specifically. You
Mhm.
said, what do you think they should do? I said he should have shut the country down from January to March. If he had
Yeah.
just shut the country down from January to March, we'd be straight right now.
Yeah. He didn't.
But
And
he
we
didn't.
didn't even have a
So
full-fledged shutdown. We had a moist
we never
shutdown.
had
We
a
had a weak
full-fledged
ass shutdown.
He needed a complete. The reason why I say that is because we are such a liberal country. That's the reason why you needed a complete shutdown, and
Right.
then you could at least try to open back up. Do I think it would still have spread? Yes, but it wouldn't have been to this level. You know what I mean? So.
All right, I'm helping you out, Amazi. Okay, he's gone. All
Hey,
right.
BJ, say everybody on the panel.
Anybody else for the cornfield? Okay, in the chat before we get started. Does anybody want to get out from Captain America? Okay.
Detractors, bring your asses up here. Talk your shit up here. We talked about this before. Y'all need to stop doing that shit.
Yeah.
Throwing rocks from the damn gutter and then fucking hiding behind the fucking wall. Stop doing that. Get out the trenches.
Commander Gore, BGS accepts a vaccine like a
question.
boomer. Just accept it mentally. Don't like it.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
Hey, how's everybody doing?
go ahead. Q's first. Go ahead, Q.
Hey, how you doing? I want to segue into the Afghanistan thing right quick, if that's cool with you.
Go ahead.
All right,
Okay.
so you know I joined the military and things like that. So apparently, I got a text from one of my sergeants saying, "Pack your shit, just in case, be careful. We might have to deploy after the 31st." So
Okay.
my thing about this whole Afghanistan thing is, and this is just my opinion, it's a total mess.
Yes.
He
it's been a mess for a long time.
He shouldn't have pulled out all the truth, to be honest with you. And I do owe Officer Faulkner, if he comes up here, an apology. I should have went through the infantry. I got me one of these soft skills, MOS is what he would say, but I should have joined the infantry, and I could have been in there helping. And I felt disappointed in Biden. I mean, he acts like he don't care. Like you say, he's a lame duck president. He's just going to hit it and quit it. But after everybody leaves on September 1st, it's just going to bring more chaos. That's all I want to think. Like all the stuff that they made for girls and stuff like that. You know, it was good and things like that, but now it's going to be more killings on YouTube and stuff like that. It's just ridiculous. He just don't get
talking about in Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Talking about well, there won't be killings. You talk about executions,
right?
Oh yeah, it's going to be.
Well, actually, this is what I saw. Basically, they were actually trying to get people to stay and work. So executing people is not actually productive for them to be staying and working. This is what I saw on CTGN. I'll actually play it. Actually, we're going to do a video on it, but I can play it here. Okay.
Well, let me ask you this question, V, just before you play it.
Okay. Go ahead.
So now he gave the Taliban back their country. What do you think is going to happen next?
China's going to move in and probably start to modernize, which is what and basically start building infrastructure. That's probably what's going to happen next. Okay. At some point, 20 years, it was drop dead day. We can't afford to be over there anymore. That's how come I actually played my last played Rasmus on my last Dark News, right? About why they got out of Afghanistan. They spent almost $3 trillion in Afghanistan, right? They spent almost $15 trillion in the Middle East. Okay, Billman said in 2007 it was actually a $6 trillion war then, right? They spent $15 trillion. They can't afford to do this shit no more.
No.
That's how come we have bases in Germany and we got bases in freaking
NATO, NATO's there to keep the three powers from fighting again. That's why NATO's still there. It has
Right.
nothing to do with Afghanistan. Now, Afghanistan is something completely different.
Yeah, that's all
The
historical.
Middle East. Basically, the Rasmus said explained everything that I thought about. It's about money. It's about position. It's about it was trying to deny China a position and energy so they couldn't develop. All that shit is over. China actually bypassed all that shit. So with them being there is useless. They don't need the oil. The United States is actually a net oil uh, uh, um,
country.
e- exporter. That's
Yeah.
export oil. We don't need the oil. We got more oil than we need by fracking. Okay, we don't need the oil.
BG,
Okay,
just have a quick question, if that's okay.
go ahead.
As far as the Keystone Pipeline, how come Biden shut that down, or what was the story behind that?
He shut it down is because they're violating the Native American treaties by doing that shit. Okay, some people are
Oh,
with it and some people aren't. Okay, so what do you want to do? Do they have a right to their treaty?
Yeah, they do.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's why they shut the pipeline down. So
Hmm.
so is it money over their promise? Which one do you want?
I promise.
Well, then that's why they shut the pipeline down. It's really not hard. Okay,
Mhm.
it's really not hard why they shut the Keystone pipeline down.
How much
Right.
money we
Okay.
talking about though?
Huh?
How much money we talking about? Like, you know.
Which one? It doesn't matter how much money you're talking about. Do you
Right.
do you honor your commitment, or you want to spend money? We dump more money into the banks every month than what the Keystone pipeline would bring in.
Okay, never mind then. Never mind.
Yeah.
So the
You
inflation,
heard
BGS, can I
gas
say
prices,
something?
I mean,
inflation from
if
COVID.
you guys want to be hardcore, it's about the goddamn money. Then fuck everything. Fuck the morals.
hey BGS. You heard anything on Flint, Michigan? What's going on there? I know
There's it was a lawsuit. They should be repiping that shit because there's a big federal lawsuit about from Flint. Okay,
because I know
because
they weren't at lawsuit stage last time I checked.
they were pumped. I think they were pumping. They were using the good water for the good water for corporations and giving the population the bad shit, which they're not supposed to do, but they did it anyway. So um, Flint has a valid argument. They should have been sued, federally sued those people. But it is
BGS,
what
Mayor.
that's Flint. Good.
All right, so I came on here particularly to take
Well,
up
let
for
me
the
fit.
anti-vaccine side.
Well, you can get to
But
that in a
right now,
minute,
you
man.
guys are talking
Hold
about
on,
You
hold
got it.
on,
Hold
hold
on,
on,
bro. Hold
hold
on,
on,
bro.
bruh,
Flint.
bruh,
Hold on,
bruh,
bro.
bruh.
Bro,
I don't want to drop you. Basically, you can't just jump the line, sir. We're talking about something else.
my nigga,
And
don't
I
just
was
bully
next.
the conversation. You got to play a video. Don't you got to play a video, BGS?
Yeah, I was gonna play a video.
Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I want to get you too off
I
track,
don't,
nigga.
let me ask you a question, man. Why y'all
Hold on,
feel the right to
BGS. I
jump?
thought y'all was talking about Afghanistan just now.
We're getting ready to, sir.
Nigga.
I'm just trying.
Wait your turn, bro.
I just
Wait,
hop on.
motherfucker. Just
No,
give
no,
us
no,
a
no,
Hey,
moment.
BGS, may I? That's the only time I talk.
don't get on it. Don't get on him,
Like, calm down.
dude. You want
Yeah.
me to drop you down or what? Are you good?
No, I'm just trying to make sure I'm up to date on what we're
You
talking about right now.
good.
Truth. Let me handle my panel,
Like, can
sir.
he not talk for himself?
Yeah.
Dude. Okay. Well, number one, do I have to shut this thing down because I can go do something else, right?
I'd hope you
Let me
didn't.
handle my panel, okay? Okay. Thank you. Okay, I'm actually gonna play this because we're talking about Afghanistan, and I already got it queued up, so I'm gonna share this. It's about I think it's like maybe a couple of minutes, and this is from CTGN. They're talking about Afghanistan returning to normal after Kabul gets taken over, and this is what I think they want to present. This is what I think the Taliban wants to present. So this is people saying what's going to happen. So this is their view of what's going to happen, right? This is coming from China. That's why I said sometimes you got to go outside of the country to get whatever different point of view.
Hmm.
Sometimes, sometimes you have to go outside of the matrix to actually understand or get a different point of view.
But you
So
see
that
what?
go
Yeah,
ahead.
you see what they were doing though. They're striking out things that are you know, Americanish.
Yeah,
You know, they want things that they want to keep their traditions and whatnot. You know, they don't want the you know, the American franchise to become a way of life over there.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, so basically, you have to you're gonna have to stop looking at CNN. People say, "Why I watch CNN?" I don't watch TV. Okay, I
Hmm.
haven't watched TV in like 4 months. Okay, so my TV's been brand new TV. I haven't even watched it yet. Right, just ordered it. I booted up there to see if it worked. I don't even watch TV. Okay, so CNN, Fox, all that kind of stuff. I really don't watch them unless it comes up on my feed. Right. So you
Exactly.
guys got to actually I actually read and look at more things than just domestic politics. So, um, but anyway, uh,
It,
Uh,
hold on a second. Can I finish what I'm saying?
sorry,
I know
BGS.
everybody wants to jump in. Okay. So basically, I'm encouraging people to actually look beyond this stuff. That's why I don't like doing domestic politics because people get emotional, and most of you niggas don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If you don't mention C-SPAN, I know that you don't know what the hell you're talking about, right? Because you don't really follow politics. C-SPAN is the first thing you should mention before you even mention
Hmm.
politics. Don't follow C-SPAN. You follow CNN and Fox and MSNBC. I don't even listen to you because you don't know what you're talking about. You talk about that's what that's the cheerleading section, right? No, you don't mention C-SPAN or foreign affairs or Forbes or the Economist or at the very least Russian TV, which is RT. I can't talk to you because you don't know what's going on. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I agree.
um, okay, Zulu first and then Don.
All right.
All right. My question I did want to ask, it was about the vaccination. From my understanding right now, I used to be a paramedic. I left that necessarily when the virus hit and I went to start doing trucking. Now, my question I wanted to ask you is like from all my people that I know that's still in the hospital, if you can still get the virus by getting the vaccination, then what is the use to necessarily getting the vaccination necessarily?
You want me to
Okay, well,
answer?
go ahead. You're doing. You see this
Um,
every day. That's your
look,
job.
if you take the vaccine, then you don't get on the vent. You're not intubated. You know, you're not at risk for pneumonia like symptoms, things that can take you out. You know, systemically. I mean, one thing after another, blood clots, all those things.
I
The
understand that part.
vaccine. Say again.
Yeah, I used to be a paramedic, so I kind of understand
You do
that
okay,
part a little bit. You know what I
right?
mean? I'm just not in the hospital field anymore. Because when the COVID hit, I was like, all right, time to jump ship already.
Right. So basically, what it does is it mitigates the symptoms. It basically lessens the effects of what's going to happen, so that you don't die. Your chances of dying are not very good. Okay, if you take the vaccine. But if you don't take the vaccine and you get this Delta or the original, you know, you can get it not only once but multiple times and possibly do damage to yourself and kill you. It can kill you either the first time or one of the subsequent times. You know, but each time you get it, it does damage to your system. I haven't done my long-term effects of COVID infection yet. I'm working like hell and trying to get this content out. It's rough, but you know, the things that they're seeing are blood clots and your lower extremities and your toes, things like that. If you have a disruption in your circulation in your extremities or your you know, your feet, you know what's going to happen next. You get amputations, you know, things like that. If you have blood clots in your brain, hey, that's a CVA. You
Yeah.
know, cerebral vascular accident is what is the breakdown of that. Okay, so that's a stroke. Okay, if you have, you know, blood clots to areas of your heart or your lungs. Those places are what we call ischemic. That means that they've been robbed of oxygen and blood. So what you have next is tissue death, necrosis. Okay. So these things happen. You have people who don't have their smell back after 2 years. You have one lady here who has had COVID symptoms, even though she has gotten over it. She's still having symptoms a year later. People not regaining their sense of smell, not regaining their sense of taste. People are having problems with balance. People having problems with breathing, blood oxygenation, things like that.
Let me
Go ahead.
Just put a pin in for a second. Black Warrior Spirit says study CBRN warfare for pandemic. I'm thinking it means biotax survival, but we'll check it out. Go ahead, Rodney.
Yeah. So I mean, if you want to dodge all of these things, you take the vaccine. We're not seeing infection rates in people who are vaccinated. 98.
That's not true.
Oh, really?
You work in a hospital?
Really?
Where?
Well,
Okay.
my wife does, but I
do.
don't.
Do you work in a hospital?
Okay.
Well,
work in a
my
hospital.
wife does. I do not.
Well, show me.
Bring your wife on.
Bring your wife on.
Show me the data.
Well,
I'm saying bring your wife
put
on.
links into the stream right now, but I'll talk when it's my turn. But
go ahead. But I'd like to see the data.
No. Finish talking to Zulu. It wasn't your turn. You interrupted. We asked you. You said that's not true. I said, do you work there? If you don't, Rodney works there. We've seen Rodney in his outfit, in his mask, okay, in his gloves, in his
whole
suit.
9 yards.
And it's been a year and a half, okay.
Oh, Rodney, I do have a question.
It's been a year and a half, but wait till your turn.
Go ahead, Zulu.
All right, my question is so what is the grand difference from the Delta variant and the current or the original variant?
The original, for every one person, you could infect 3 people would be would spawn off of an infection from that one person. Okay, from one person with the Delta, you can infect 6 other people. So
it's just more viral then.
It's more virulent, right?
Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All
right. I'll unmute Don. Okay, Don, go ahead.
All right. So I wanted to come on, because it's not often that the anti-vaxxers get somebody to, eloquently talk about their side, somebody who's actually researched. Now, like I said, I am not a doctor. I'm not trying to pretend to be a doctor. I don't want to use any credibility of a doctor to say I have a medical degree. That is not at all what I'm saying. My degree is in history. I am a historian. And although I've never looked at these things on an electron micrograph or anything like that, I do know that hindsight is 20/20. So the things that I can say deal in facts are facts because we have seen them in history. Not
Give
because
us
it's with 97%.
Give us the facts in this case if you're giving us facts. What facts?
Okay, sure. We'll see what facts I have versus what facts. I'm sorry, sir. What was your name?
You can just call me Rodney.
Rodney has. Okay.
So on the screen.
So you said that this virus began November of 2019, correct?
No,
I said that.
We started seeing things. We started seeing things in November.
In fact, it probably started in late September, early October, right before they had the I forget what they called the meeting they had 201. Okay, that's 2 weeks. 2 weeks before that, they locked down Wuhan. Okay. That's already in the literature. Okay?
Right. Now, when they started here stateside, actually talking about it, it was around was it January?
Yeah.
When they start saying that we start seeing the first cases.
Late December. No,
right.
As far as they start talking about it in late December in China.
Now, I suspect from the things that I saw on the ground and people coming back with these mysterious pneumonias and whatnot, that was back. Yeah, that was back in November. Yeah, that was back in November. I actually know a person who died coming from a cruise with pneumonia who was young. I mean, it was not even a usual thing. I mean, if you don't really see pneumonia in people who are young, active, people. So there were a lot of people coming off cruises that were dying of pneumonia. And there are a lot of people, when you remember when they were talking about the vaping disease, nobody's talking about that anymore, because these people who were dying, who were supposedly vaping and all that other stuff, those were COVID symptoms. Now, they haven't gone back and acknowledged that, but it was here before they acknowledged that it was here.
Okay. All right. What else? Okay. What evidence do you have that's against that? Don, you here?
He's
Can't
still
hear you,
there.
Don.
He's on mute. He's on mute.
Oh, no, he's not on mute. He's not on mute. I'm looking at him. All right. Okay. Well, I guess. Okay. When he gets back, I guess he'll
Right.
continue. Okay. Who's
But
next?
I'm literally confused on. Honestly, people keep saying that it's more likely to get the virus from the vaccine, but even if you get it from the vaccine, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be as bad as you getting it pro
But
bono. And if you just got it pro bono for herd immunity, you
okay.
still have to get it to get immunity. So it doesn't make sense.
The thing is, people that we've been talking about this for like a fucking year and a half, right? We said when the vaccine first introduced, right, that this is their way out. Rodney even said this is their Hail Mary, right? If this shit don't work and COVID doesn't get better, we're in for a long rocky ride, okay? Because they need to get this economy back on point, right? Back in gear. The only way for them to certify you to go back to fucking work, back to school, back to whatever your normal life is a goddamn vaccine. They need to certify you. This is their only way out. We said that a year ago. Okay, over a year ago, we said that back, about a year ago, about September, about this time last year. Their only way out is this. You have no choice. Okay, you don't have a choice. They're gonna ratchet it up. They're gonna actually keep shaving things off that you can do without a mask, without a vaccine, to the point where you gotta either comply or go live in the woods. That's basically what's gonna happen. I guess Don's device went out or something.
Yeah.
What's the
Hey, real quick, BGS.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a quick question for you. I was on like Instagram, and I was looking up to some guys, and they was talking about like they can help you get grants. And I guess it was called one of them was called ethical hacks, and one was called like real spec hacks. Do you have any like information? Like I guess you pay them like I don't know $700 or something like that.
No, I'd be leery, but I never heard of them.
Okay.
I would be leery though.
Okay.
I mean, the only person I would trust as far as doing that kind of shit is probably Erica Williams. She's been pretty much on spot on for that shit. So she's the only one I know that I would trust. Even she'd probably be the person to ask because she's in that field. Okay, them or maybe what's his name? There's very few people I would actually trust to actually steer people to about shit in the finance field, especially when it's something that's not above board, not regulated. I would say Erica, go shoot Erica email or go on and shoot her a comment or something like that. Maybe she knows something about it. But other than that, I don't want to even discuss about people I've never heard of. If somebody's gonna want you to pay money to get something, especially if it's over like $100, I'm leery. It's just me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you got your stuff together, Don? Don. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't have his stuff together.
Yeah. I mean,
we're just talking.
Well, and okay, since he's taking it from a historical perspective, I mean, look, we can go back to the Spanish flu. I mean, we did some of the same things that we're doing here. Some of the same things. Look, when the polio vaccine came out, you realize that people were saying some of the same things that they're saying right now. Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, it's doing damage to people. Once people finally started taking it, polio was eradicated. The same exact things. So this aversion to medicine and all of that, and I'm gonna do some content on Tuskegee because this story, this mythology around Tuskegee has just caused people to think things about it that never happened. Now, the atmosphere around it, yes, there was racism. Yes, there was lying. I mean, I found a story that was even saying that basically they were treated with placebos and whatnot. That's not true. They used the treatment of the time before penicillin, but they didn't use it for the prescribed time. It's like using antibiotics for 2 days instead of 7 days, you know?
Yeah.
So, and it's all broken down. It's all there for you to read and to find out, you know. But people don't read. They just hear this stuff and say the people were injected with shit and all kinds of stuff. And that stuff did not happen,
Mm-hmm.
you know? I just, people, I'm just kind of disappointed in some of us. You know, we used to be a people who respected education and trying to get to the truth of things. And it just seems like Black folks now are just, you know, just willing to basically back up and align themselves with people who are not genuinely concerned about their well-being or their health. People who have actively tried to prevent you from getting health care,
Mm-hmm.
you are aligning yourselves with about this vaccine and about, you know, while you sit up and you watch Black people dying at massive numbers, being, you know, buried in pits, you know, unmarked graves and whatnot, being put on freezer trucks, you know, and you sitting up, look, and what was it, Detroit or Chicago? They had a whole damn highway lined with Black people who had died from COVID.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, they've been. We go back to where in New York, where we get on the ground information about them taking people out of their apartments that died of COVID, and not,
Exactly.
you know, we
Doing
go way
wellness
back.
checks,
Yeah.
you know? I
Yeah.
mean, and even here, just like we talked about the last time, what they're reporting at 2,000 that's here in my state, 3,000, you know, a day
Yeah.
that we're
Yeah.
getting here, you know, that's the people who were able to go to the hospital. What about the people that don't go to the hospital that die in their homes?
Well,
Or,
Don, we'll get to you, okay? Because we tried you twice, so we'll get to you. All right.
you know, died in their homes, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but every time there has been a vaccination effort, there
Yeah.
has been an anti-vaccine effort that has been right alongside this. But historically, it hasn't been favorable to the anti-vaxxers' position. I don't
Yeah.
understand it.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll get to that. Let me show this real quick because this is something I collected way back then, and this is Jerome Powell way back when, right? Okay.
Okay.
This is now this is I think this is, what is it, Reuters, right? Powell challenging months until vaccine clears production, distribution hurdles. A slowing recovery and a surging pandemic mean United States is entering a challenging few months with the potential deployment of vaccine is still facing hurdles of production and mass distribution before its impact on the economy becomes clear. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said on Monday, right? Basically, what he's saying is he was telling them that he was trying to tell Biden then you still need to one more stimulus, right? That's what he's trying to tell them.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, and this is back in, I think this is November. Yeah, November 30th. He said the November 30th, right? In other words, they were banking on this vaccine clearing and getting the economy back rolling in March. Okay, Powell was telling them it's going to be months until the vaccine clears. In other words, he's telling them way back then. Okay, this we didn't just start this fucking yesterday. Okay, this is not something we just started yesterday.
You know,
So
and I can respect if you're going to be against something, at least come to the table with some relevant information that supports your position.
Oh, okay, you get Don.
You just dropped that again.
Don.
I was about to say, was that me?
No, it wasn't you. It was Don. Don's having an issue with his mic. He wants these anti-vaxxer, but he got his mic fixed, and evidently not. Okay.
Oh, anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not the anti-vaxxer, Don.
What's happening, DC?
What's going on? What's going on?
It's been a while, man.
What up?
You know, I try to stay out of crowded spaces. You know, confusion runs rampant.
Oh man.
on this side of the galaxy.
Well,
I try to tell BGS these things, but
yeah.
you know.
Well, you know, somebody's got to get down here with feeding the unwashed masses, man. I know you
Well,
can.
I'm always around. I'm
It's
always
tough.
around.
Yeah, but you on the
you know.
hill, man. You can't come down all the time.
No, I can't. No, I cannot.
It's tough at Moss Isley, man.
That's why I put in the chat on your left. Oh, cap on your left.
Right.
On your left.
Yeah.
Coming through. On your left, man. On your left.
So what do you want to say, man, since you're up here?
Well, no, I mean, I'm just
You just joining in?
Yeah, I mean, I've been listening, but I you know, I mean, we supposed to be logical, I thought, here. And
Right.
We try
just
to
let the logic follow you. I mean, there are plenty of white people that's dying from this. So
yeah, there are. But what I'm saying is, I'm taking out of a sphere of health, right? This is this is part of politics too, right? I've been trying to tell you. I said, one thing I always go back to Biden, right? When he said it, right? He said, I mean what I say when I say it. Biden has said stuff and done that shit. Okay, Biden doesn't open his mouth unless he's getting ready to do something.
What did I say since before he was even president? I try to tell people, look, you know, may not be the president that you want, but he's going to be the president that you actually need to get things done, because the country was going in such an actual reckless place that we wasn't going to be able to hold ourselves together if we allowed this misinformation to run rampant. Yeah.
And really,
I mean, it's still bad though. It's still bad. I mean, he's still suffering the. You know what's interesting though? Let me just say this real quick, Rodney. Is that if Donald Trump was elected and did the same thing that Biden did as far as getting those troops out, the exact same thing, he will be put on this kind of pedestal. Oh, look at this. Yeah, they got to hold their own nuts. They got to do this. That's just facts. And the fact that the man he came in and said, look, you know, you got 3 months, man. You know, give or take. I'm going to pull out. I didn't want to be there in the first place. We did our job. We're going to have to get on up out of here. He tried to talk Obama out of it. That's what I'm saying. Like he's a manager. He knows how the presidency is supposed to work. I mean, this is what the office entails. It's not state politics. And I think people get it confused. If you want state politics, go to your governor. If you're talking about issues that are dealing with the collective, is what a president does. He don't deal with Republican, Democrat, you know, Green Party, this, that. He's governing everybody. So at the end of the day, F your feelings. I mean, that's the space, right?
That should be his T-shirt, man. We should send him
I'm
a
just
T-shirt.
saying. I'm just saying.
He basically he said it before.
Yeah, he's cold. He's cold. He's being honest, actually.
Yeah.
He's telling you the truth. Yeah, I mean, you know, I made mistakes. That's what it is. So, you know, next.
Yeah. Let me read the super chat real quick. I said, Rodney, most thinking black men do not trust white people and their medicine with good historical reasons. Okay. It is nothing to do with the science. It's true. That's why they don't.
That's a fucking oxymoron right there.
Yeah, it is.
That is
complete a fucking oxymoron. Oh
they don't trust them, but they call 911.
The white people's medicine. Let me tell you something. I mean, do you realize that medicine was created by black folks? Do you realize that vaccinations in this country were started by black folks?
That is not true. Okay, so
it is true.
Talk about
my God.
That's your wheelhouse. You can be
wait. Let him go.
Right now.
Who made the COVID vaccine?
No. Truth. I'm gonna give him 2 minutes, man.
Yeah,
go ahead,
man. Let him run.
Go ahead. Talking about the history of virology.
Go look it up.
In science.
Go look it up.
What you call medicine.
Go look it up. It's historic. Okay, go look it up. Go look it up. That's where it came from. Go look it up.
Who's that typing?
Sorry, that's me. I got a big ass mic.
Edward Jenner was the first person to ever vaccinate anybody in the Western world.
No.
Nigga, who made it?
No.
Who made it?
Who made what?
The vaccine.
This COVID vaccine or the first vaccine? Edward Jenner. I just said that.
The COVID vaccine.
The COVID vaccine was made by a whole bunch of different labs.
No.
So I can't name one particular person.
Don. The first
I
COVID.
can tell you who has patents on it.
Don, shut the fuck up for a minute, all right? The first vaccine came from Africa for smallpox, right? They used to take somebody with smallpox, take some of their blood and actually insert the pus into somebody else, right? And they would get antibodies
That's
from it.
called inoculation. That's not a vaccination,
That's a
but it does not work also.
Yes, it
But
does.
continue.
Don, stop. Okay, stop. Go look it up, man.
As
Do
I just
vaccines
said, what
initiate
you're
a
referring
process
to
of
is
inoculation?
Not
Inoculation.
Do
only, not
vaccines
only is that
initiate a
savage
process
and
of
completely unscientific,
Okay,
it's
go ahead.
Don,
unhygienic and it's actually deadly.
Okay,
bro,
go ahead, man. True.
Yeah,
Stop.
let
him
me go
run 2
one at a
minutes.
time.
Get 2 minutes and you got it, man. I'm gonna let you make your statement. Then either you got an argument or we're gonna bid you a good day. 2 minutes. Go ahead, man.
All right. So in order to understand the lie of vaccination, we first have to go all the way back to what you're referring to, the savage belief of inoculation. People used to think because they would see someone get sick and then get better and see someone else get sick and die, like with a snake bite, for example, that if you took a bit of the venom or a bit of the blood or a bit of a pus out of a cyst and put it in the other person, you could give the immunity that the other person got. Since he lived there, they assumed they were immune. That word wasn't used until much later on with Edward Jenner, like I was mentioning. You could pass on immunity. Clearly, people realized this wasn't working. And it was to the point where Cotton Mather was almost tried to death in the United States when he brought that stuff here in the 1600s. Cotton Mather being the same person who presided over the witch trials. So I'm gonna give you a break when it comes to that inoculation, because anybody with common sense can tell you that you don't take the blood from somebody that is unhealthy, put it into somebody that is healthy, and expect them to be immune for the rest of their lives. That part, we don't even do that anymore. This, what they're calling a vaccine right now, doesn't even acknowledge that pass. They acknowledge that it's absolutely stupid to put a live disease into a healthy person. So right now, what they're calling a vaccination doesn't even fit the criteria for what we would call a vaccination throughout all of history. But let's move on to Edward Jenner and smallpox, as you said.
30 seconds.
Smallpox, the idea of curing smallpox came from a myth. Edward Jenner believed, and a whole lot of people believed at the time, that dairy maids, people who milked cows for a living, were immune to smallpox. They thought they were immune to smallpox because they got cowpox from milking the cows all day. They truly believed the cowpox and smallpox were the exact same thing, and that if you injected humans with cowpox, they would be immune to smallpox without having to go through the death and deadly processes that came from inoculation, which you're talking about, just barbaric, taking pus and putting it into another person. That's where I'm gonna stop. Any questions?
No. All right. Well, but okay. Okay. One. No, I'll say one. You're gonna brat your tone, sir.
You just told me to shut the fuck up, please.
Yeah. Okay. Well, guess what?
You didn't have to drop him, AGS.
I did.
You didn't have to drop him.
No, because I wanted more.
No, I don't. Okay, this is mine. This is mine.
This is your space. That's your domain. That's
my space.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. You
right. And I let him do it uninterrupted, and I said, tone it down so we can have a discussion. Now, if he got the back chat, if he wants to calm down, he can come back up. If not,
I would suggest this to Don.
Type in the back chat if you want to calm down. If you want to be, if not, man, you don't have to be here.
You know, I get the anti and the history and things of that nature. I understand it even to a point. But the alternative is what you got to provide, brother. You have to be able to provide, especially those Black people, when they have to decide on who. Okay, I don't know about everybody else here. I know people that have actually died from this thing. Close people, friends, family of mine, right? So when these people make these decisions on,
let me start it down for a second.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now, when I don't like telling people to shut the fuck up, right? When I tell people to shut the fuck up, it means you're over talking me. I'm trying to run a panel, okay? What I want, or if you have information, I want to deliver it in a calm, cool manner. I'll let you talk for 2 minutes so you can get it out, okay? But you're not gonna come on my panel, especially in the morning when I'm well past my time, to be hostile, okay? I don't need that. If you want to do that, you have a YouTube channel. Go do it on your channel. Okay. This morning, I'm not tolerating that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Now go ahead, DC.
Yeah, so when they get these people here that are like choosing between whether it's a white person or a black person that's going to live, you do the calculus in some of these areas that we're talking about, where you see people have to make these hard choices. Now, like I said, I have friends and family that have died from this thing. Okay, that have died. I don't know too many people that have taken the actual vaccine or the inoculation. I'll use your word, okay? If that makes you feel better, it doesn't matter to me, that have passed from this. I know people that have gotten sick, you know what I'm saying? But they have survived. So that's what I'm dealing with. Because I'm not going to tell my mother not to take it, and then some jacker that just want to believe in whatever they want to believe in, their truth, right? Pass it on to somebody that I love, and then they're gone because you didn't die from it. That's all I'm saying, man. Now, I don't have all the answers when it comes down to this thing. Like, this is not my expertise when it comes down to the medical. So I'll leave this to the experts in the field, like Rodney and them. And if these black people are here, trust them on this. Just like I was trying to tell people about politics, I'm in the know. I know about certain things, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, like, I'm here to try to share information. And I don't want to steer people wrong and not have an alternative. That's all I'm saying. You can believe what you want to believe, but let that be it.
Okay. All right. Who hasn't spoken that wants to speak?
Hey, yeah. So, I just wanted to say real quick. So I'm in a small town, technically considered a small town, Fayetteville, Fort Bragg. You know, um, on the topic, my grandfather, not grandfather, grandmother, she just had to go back to the hospital because she's having some issues. There are 173 COVID patients in that hospital. It takes 40 to fill one floor. So do the math. Most of that hospital is filled with COVID patients. It was so bad that they had to move the cardiac floor, like for all the heart patients, down to like the first floor away from everyone. And we had to beg them to put my grandmother in there so that because she's potentially having heart issues. So because if that gets to them, then it's game over. So this thing is actually real. That's number one. And number two, like I I actually know and train with in my kickboxing virologists, pulmonologists, and stuff, and nurses, nurse practitioners that actually deal with this stuff on a daily basis, and have been dealing with this on a daily basis. These people back the science, and it doesn't profit them to back this science and research it. Like these are what these people are telling me. Um, and this virus is not just it's not just killing like black people or white people. It's killing everybody. So it doesn't benefit anybody to like not to let this thing keep going. They're actually trying to find a solution. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, let me read the super chat that TL wanted to. I kind of lost them. Thank you, TL, for the super chat. How do we know all these people in Detroit died from CV-19? We're not even talking about the people from Detroit dying from CV-19. We're talking about the water that was actually wasted. It was the water that they're having a problem with. We weren't
Right.
talking
It was
about
lead in the
CV-19.
water.
Yeah. There was lead and plus other stuff was in the water. That's what we're talking about. How do we know it wasn't an experimental drug that wiped them out? We want to talk about that. Okay. The bigger issue is the loss of liberties by making this mandatory. Your liberties are given to you by your government, right? If they said you don't have them, guess what? You ain't got them.
But you still buy fast food. You still buy meat from the supermarket. You don't grow your own produce. And even if you lie and say that you do, you still are under the element of actual U.S. law. Like this is insanity to me.
Yeah,
man.
right. Check this out though. I bet
bro.
y'all believe in medicine when you get a venereal disease. I bet you believe in it then.
You get a heart attack, you get anything that's wrong with you, guess what's going to happen? First thing you do is head to the hospital. If they
That's
don't
right.
let you in the hospital, then you're screaming about about Western medicine is bad.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hey,
You know,
can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
we got you,
What's
Meech.
up, Meech?
Hey, so what's going on? So hey, here's the thing about that. First off, nobody was even talking about, the guy came up here bringing up some goofy shit. Nobody was even talking about the morality of the decision that the government is going to make. What you were talking about is whether they're going to do it. They're going to do it because that's how they accomplish their goal of trying to keep the economy running. He's up here emotional about whether they should tell people. Nobody's even talking about. That's the first thing. Quit coming up here arguing with your damn emotions, right?
Right.
Okay. The second thing is, Jesus Christ. Oh, the second thing is, I don't know if you guys know of this or not, but I heard it from Dennis Sperling. I looked it up. You know that men can't even get a damn vasectomy without his wife's permission?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this is from an article back in
Husband.
2011, right? If
Yeah.
the wife can't either, I just wonder how that's going to jail, with guys already, and of course the news not going to put it out there in mass. Even in this space, I've never heard that before, which means it hasn't been put out there very much at all. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I had one of the my service members that I was with when I was with Second Marines, and he got a vasectomy, and his wife had to sign on to it.
Mm-hmm.
Could not do it alone.
The third thing is, so with these trucking companies shutting down their BGS, the trucking, they were behind, they were undermanned in trucking over 150,000 people before
COVID
over
hit.
3 years ago. That was over 3 years ago they were undermanned. What happened is that in addition to what he was giving you about the big companies, a lot of you who backed off greatly, a lot of small mom and pop trucking companies ended up having to shut down because they had their version of living paycheck to paycheck, or every other paycheck to paycheck, because they couldn't make the demands that the large companies were making. So a lot of them had to shut down, especially you're talking about the single owner operators. They had to shut down, and they ended up losing their trucks too. Like there's a large surplus of trucks out here that are for sale right now. You know what I mean? So they're even more behind demand than they were before. And then with the infrastructure bill, whenever they decide what they're finally going to do with it, that's only going to ramp up demand even more, which means they're going to be even more behind trying to keep up with the new work that's out there. So I mean, they are severely behind right now.
Yeah,
Severely
and
behind.
that's causing supply problems like shelves being empty
Yep,
and stuff like that. And then I
absolutely.
think you have a freight problem coming from China, one of the biggest ports is having a COVID problem, and so they're quarantining people, so they're slowing down freight coming from China. So it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a
At my
mess.
terminal, I just left my Dallas terminal, Wilmer, Texas, and
Uh,
our vending machines there have had the same supply of shit in there for like the last week and a half. I know because I've been back there twice in the past week and a half.
yeah,
It's the same shit. I'm going to vending machines at these rest stops across the country, and
yeah,
they're out of every damn thing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Especially water at these vending machines. You better stop and get them at Walmart if you're doing any road trips. Don't expect to get anything at these rest areas, because a lot of them just flat out they're not even doing maintenance on the machines. They're just putting signs up saying out of order.
They just start putting stock in our machines again in the building, and that was like, I don't know, about a couple of months ago.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
they weren't even stocking them because they were scared to death to even come into the place.
Yeah, that supply thing is no joke, and I'm actually expecting the shit to get worse. After it was, I don't know if DGS put me on to it or not, but they were talking about some other shit with the water droughts going. Yeah, it was a dark
Yeah,
news.
there was my dark news. Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, with that, I started looking around. There's a lot of places that are just running out of water, like truck stops that are running out of bottled water in there for you to buy and shit like that. You know what I mean? So people better start taking that seriously. But look, if you're giving the damn information about what somebody's likely gonna do, quit with the emotion about whether they should do it or not. Talk to them about their morals, right? You don't talk to BGS about the government's moral, like he's gonna go make them do it or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's all
yeah, nuts, man.
you know what I mean? Anyway, that's all I got, man. My signal might go bad. I'm gonna listen from YouTube. Y'all take it easy.
All right, you too, bro.
All
right, bro.
You want to jump in?
Yeah, man. All I gotta say is I got some snake oil for anybody want to buy. It cure anything. It Hey, all these naysayers, man, come holler at me, man. Get on my channel, man. I got snake on.
Maybe we ought to
brother
take advantage.
Brother
you know?
Polite in there, man. Got some sea moss to sell you. Cures everything.
CMOS, throw some CMOS in there, a bridge, a couple of other things. We might have a deal.
BGS.
Yes.
You know how you just use snake oil, right? It's a popular euphemism for things that they sell as medicine but are not really medicine. We all know that. Right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Don. Let me ask you a question, man. Real talk, man.
I just wanted to make one point.
Okay, make your point, man. Make it quick.
All right.
Okay. I want to ask you a question right after this.
It's so much deeper than COVID. Our entire Western medical system is called the allopathic medical system. That means is that
we know.
So literally,
don't use
Rockefeller was a snake oil salesman.
Okay. Let me ask you this, man. Let me ask you this. You're a historian, right? Your wife's a nurse, right?
Well, she's a medical practitioner. She's not a nurse.
What's that?
What does that mean?
She's a technician.
What kind of technician?
In a medical office, a medical technician. She oversees the rest of the nurses.
Is she a nurse?
Is she a nurse?
She's an RN. Is that what
she's an RN?
No, med techs are usually people who are not nurses, but they're right just below. They can draw blood. They can do the paperwork and whatnot. But they can only work in doctors' offices and stuff like that.
So does your wife work in a hospital?
Yes,
she does. You said you said just a doctor's office. Did you work in a big hospital?
It's a nice sized hospital. If you're familiar with Mission Viejo, Laguna Hills.
Okay.
Okay. Does she work in the ICU?
She doesn't work in ICU.
She works in the clinics.
She works under a particular primary. He's an oncologist, but he sees a lot of people.
Does she work in the ICU, intensive care unit?
Oh, I said no. I thought you heard me.
In other words, Rodney. Guess where Rodney works? Guess where Rodney works?
I understand that when somebody puts on a white coat, where we
no.
And I'm not trying to stop that.
No. Hey. Guess where Rodney works?
Let me guess. ICU.
Okay. guess what patients he works with?
Not people who have gotten the second COVID vaccine and want to talk to their primary care doctor.
Hey. Stop it. Okay. Stop this.
You just asked me a question and you say stop it for my answer because you don't like it.
But you're trying to be smart.
Just kick me off again.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Hey, that's more than
stop,
man.
You way out there, bro.
How do you draw these people to you?
It's open and they'll let them be heard. But you said let them talk, right? Remember that?
Yeah. Yes, because they'll run out of breath after a while. Because here's the thing: it's just easy to just go back and forth about what somebody is doing and what this and is, because we know. In fact, there is a written book by a Black person that I have actually given this out before. If you really want to see the studies of what has actually transpired against Black people that is not hidden in plain sight, it's called The Medical Apartheid, The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from Colonial Times to Present, written by Dr. Harriet A. Washington.
Yeah. And she's
pick up. Oh, she's Black too.
She's Black.
Yeah. And aren't they talking about that book? Aren't they talking about that book on the Diaspora channel?
Hey, and check this out. It's a thick one.
Let me just say this. 512 pages. And if you want to see how it's actually done when they're really trying to hide something, this ain't it. If you really want to see how it's done, read that book. When it comes down to the experimentation on Black women, the experimentation on Black men, all of it. It's all tracked. It's all government sanctioned. Okay.
And plus, you got 200 motherfucking countries doing the exact same thing, including the ones on the continent, right?
Yeah. They're trying to save themselves from something that got out from actually ruining the actual economy. They do not want this to get out of control. Trust me. They don't want The Walking Dead, man. They don't want that.
And check this out. You know, it's really not hidden, because all the people had to do was just basically go and read the published papers. Because see, the thing about medicine and about this you know, this dark science that these people do, they have to publish their work in order to be recognized by their peers. So if you don't know how to go and look at these, like when me and BGS were putting up those papers and you know, the studies, and we were reading them, you know, and these cats that were sitting up here saying what was what, couldn't even read the studies. They didn't even know how to read, how to even reference the formats or where to go look for them. So immediately after they made a statement, I would post up, you know, the study. So the study saying the exact opposite. Then the guy posts a study and then he didn't even read his own study.
Don't have anything to do with what he was supposed to.
Yeah. And now, okay, I just, man, I don't know, man. And then you got people. I'm a bread maker, but I know that COVID isn't real. You know, how the fuck do you know? How do you know? And then these people that are saying, I want to go back to this. These people saying, well, how do we know it's the COVID? Because they spin the shit down and they take the genetic information and they identify what is making you sick. It's not fucking hard, y'all.
They don't isolate you enough to have it. When you go in to get an actual injection, they don't isolate black people from white people at that particular turn. So I understand, like I said, I get it, man, because there is truth. There has been experimentation done and killing of masses of black people.
Right.
But this particular thing, there's no proof that this is it. So if that is the case, you have to provide proof. You can't keep going back and forth to the past to bring up a so-called circumstance. Doesn't mean that that's proving your point about this not being real. That's it.
Right.
Like that still doesn't prove that this isn't real.
Yeah.
Everything you could have said about what happened back in the day is actually 1,000 correct. I'll give you that. You can have that. Boom.
Okay.
What that got to do with COVID-19?
Right.
I got a question.
Go
What
ahead.
happened to 5G? What happened to
You know, January 6th wasn't going to happen. Biden wasn't going to get elected. I mean, it's just, and it just keep kicking. It's amazing because they just keep kicking it down the line, kicking it. Oh, well, you know, it's going to be this, it's going to be, and it's just like, bro, I had to take a break, man, because I mean, I wasn't helping. I obviously wasn't helping. Obviously, I aggravate these dudes, so these dudes don't want me up here. So I will vacate the premises, BGS. I have done my due diligence.
You done your due diligence? Okay, I hear the dog.
I have Chewy, like speed. Back to the rim I go, man. If any of you jackers ever want to come to the rim, when we do come on, man, I invite you.
When the hell is that,
man?
When the hell is it?
I paradox, man. My fellow code breaker, man. He just tired. But I'm gonna try to jump on, man, at least sometime this week, man. So
I don't blame you, man. But dealing with the unwashed masses is a chore, man. I can
it is.
It's a chore, man. I said, sometimes do you niggas actually read this shit or what, man? Y'all just come on and just throw shit around, man.
Yeah, so Sheed, man, salute, brother. Pookie Trues, man, you know, stay learning, man. Stop interrupting. Rodney, salute. And BGS, your power's a week old, man.
I appreciate it, man.
It gets worse every day, man.
On your left.
Yeah,
all right.
Thanks,
DC.
Peace.
TL, if you want to come up, man, that's what the link is for, man. You don't have to scream in the chat, man. Come on up.
Another one, but I'm just confused on why there's still so many anti-vaxxers after so long, and it doesn't even make fucking sense. It's the frustrating part about it.
There people still arguing the HIV wars, man. 30 years later, shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But you know, most of the anti-vaxxers used to be white folks, you know, and they were affluent white folks. You know, they would be up in, you know, parts of California and whatnot. And you know, they just had, they were people who just, their wives didn't work, you know, and they had all of this time to consume this content that basically was from all over the fringes of medical science. And that's kind of where all of that came from. And now we're starting to see black people saying the same thing, you know, They will take, and I had to get on to my own mother about this, man. I'm like, look, I mean, magic salves and all that shit doesn't work. I mean, sometimes you got to take medicine, man. I mean, they want to sit up and mix up weeds and all kind of shit, and then I go, okay. In the end, after you do all of that, you know what that's called? Medicine.
I have three vegan friends, man. Three elderly vegan friends that believe in naturopathic medicine. Didn't want Western medicine. All died of cancer, man. Come on.
Yep. Let me tell you, what was the actor's name that went down to Mexico and he stopped his cancer treatment here in the United States and went down. Gosh, he was a race car driver. Did Cool Hand Luke.
Steve McQueen.
Yeah, that's how Steve McQueen died.
I mean, if you're sick, man, I mean, you take anything that will work, okay? I don't whether it's, and sometimes naturopathic medicine will work better, okay? But the thing is, you can't ignore either side. Whatever's going to get you well, that's what you take. And sometimes, in fact, even some of the natural, Dr. Goss said sometimes you need a hospital because naturopathic medicine will not work fast enough to actually help you out. So if you got a disease, it's going to take years before natural remedy will actually help you out. You ain't got that much time. You need to go to a hospital. Okay, you need penicillin. You need something that will actually get rid of that bugger right then and there. Okay, and I was going to tell Don. I said, regardless of what you think, man, you know, you think human beings are stupid. Human beings do not use shit that does not work, like the PCR test. Well, they know it's invalid. I said, motherfucker, bullshit. They test that shit on a daily basis. You think billions of tests wouldn't come back actually valid? Okay, with actually right with the right information, and it would still use that shit? Hell no, they get rid of it.
Right. I mean and look.
Go ahead.
Yeah, look at CRISPR, man. I mean, CRISPR started out, and the method is perfectly fine right now, but they're already working on ways to make it more efficient, to make it to where the bonding of the genetic material is even more efficient than the first methods that they were using. So nothing stays the same. You know, technology progresses. You know, it's just like phones. You can't use an iPhone from fucking 2005 and expect top tier performance now. You know, I mean, everything has to move along. There is nothing is staying the same. You know, and you know, BGS used to talk about the singularity, man. I got a good chart. I'm gonna have to send it to you, BGS, but talks about Moore's law, and it shows, you know, significant breakthroughs in technology from early time periods to up to now, and how fast it's progressing. Medicine is the same way. They haven't done a Moore's law for medicine, you know, but it's the same way. We're moving up and trying. I mean, look, CRISPR has opened up a window into correcting problems with diseases that we have never been capable of before. You know, they're working with nanotechnology, things that that will be able to go and correct tissue damage and things that we never had before. But people want to sit up and put us back into fucking caveman days and act like we can exist that way. We can't.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, look at the flu, right? Okay. Just for a year, people wore masks and washed their hands, right? Guess what happened to the flu? It virtually disappeared.
Yeah.
Because people actually followed the rules, right? It virtually disappeared.
Well, look at all these white actors that's been coming out saying that they don't even bathe regularly and shit. No wonder we got shit all over the place, man. They talking about I only bathe when I can see a smudge. You know, it's like, what the fuck? You know, so you got people out here who do not live like other people. You know, you got black people who they damn bath water got to be scalding hot. They got to take off skin in order for them, to feel like they clean. And then you got people out here who don't even bathe.
Hey, right. You should.
My bath water do got to be hot though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's a dude I used to work with, and the bad part about it, it's a black dude. So one day we all working, had a long day of work. We get off, like, yeah, I go take a shower, man. I'm filthy, man. This and that. So we get in the room, we all talking, and we like, dude, you ain't gonna take a bath? He's like, for what? I'm just gonna get back dirty again.
God,
man,
I've heard that
shit. We clowned this dude for like 4 hours. Like he literally took a bath. He was shamed into taking a bath. I'm like, man, you was not raised around your grandma. I'm like, your mama ain't shit. I'm like, bruh, like how you a grown man after working a hard, sweaty day and don't take a bath?
Yeah.
Like literally, germs galore, man.
They love to stink, man. They do. Let me tell you, when I was in the military, man, this guy was going to get in trouble, man. He was, and basically they put me in charge of him. And I had to teach this guy how to bathe himself, man, because he had, he's working. We work in labor and delivery together, and the guy stunk so bad, man. He left his uniform inside of a locker. And they shut down the fucking unit and was searching for the smell because they thought it was something dead in there, like a dead animal or something. So they came in and they found his uniforms, and then they took the guy in, and we had to go, before the commander and all that. And I vouched for the guy. I said, I think we can save him, we can salvage him. I'll make sure that he does what he has to do. This dude, I mean, it was. I had to go and check on this dude every day. He would not bathe, man. It was literally something wrong with this dude. I don't even know how he made it through boot camp shit, but. You have people out here like that, and you have to take that into account. People like that are going to get sick. You know what I mean? And they're going to make other people sick. So, hygiene is like the first line of defense against illness. And you got people out here not even doing that.
Yeah, bro. The football team wasn't for me. It was seeing how people.
I have been in the desert for a long time without water. And let me tell you, the stank on a man's nuts after that kind of time will make you believe in hygiene. Okay. Mm-hmm. And that's if you have not experienced that, then I wouldn't recommend it. But if once you know that, that things need to be taken care of within a timely manner.
Mm-hmm. That's like this guy was out on one of my routes. The guy kept complaining about wearing masks. I wear my mask all the time. So he was like, yeah, man, this mask junk is crazy. I'm not doing it. I'm never wearing a mask. 2 weeks later, I go over there. He got the mask on. Hey, how's it doing, brother? You good? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I ain't saying that to him.
Niggas got scared. I've seen a whole lot more people with masks on. But
hey, true.
Hold on.
Let me finish. But basically what happened was the guy his aunt ended up dying of COVID. And he was one of the biggest supporters of like, man, I'm never wearing a mask. Right up until the time his aunt died. As soon as his aunt died, man, this guy masked out. I'm talking about he has sanitizer in his hand. He's like, hey, man, you want some of this? I'm like, I got some in the truck. I wipe my hands every time I finish.
Mm-hmm. Did he go see her?
Huh?
Did he go see her before she died? Was that it?
Nah, he didn't even go see her.
So he heard about it, and that was good enough to scare him straight. Yeah.
She died like 2 days once he found out she had it, and he was like, man, that's messed up. The next day she was gone.
Man, I didn't really think it was. I mean, I was in the suit and all that shit. And I'm gonna tell you, when I saw my first patient die, that shit scared the shit out of me. It really did, man. And I was like, and y'all saw what I was in, but back at that time, I was telling BGS about the, the full headgear with its own, environmental system and all that. Now, the VA was using that. I was in the lowest level of protection that I had, and I was still, I was scared shitless, but I was covered from head to toe, man. And this guy was, I mean, I'm telling you, the way he died was terrible, man. It was terrible. And I said, and then it was like one after another, after another, after another. And once I got to 23, 24 people, man, I was numb, man. I was like, man, this shit is crazy. Are they just going to let everybody die in here? I mean, it was crazy. And then all of a sudden it just started backing up. It seemed like we got ahead of it. But I mean, I can tell you that, look, I did this in the military, man. I set up quarantine areas in the military. I know that, how to make airtight, seals on shit. These people out here had no idea about that shit. They were putting up plastic barriers and shit that air would pass by the walls and the ceilings and shit. And I said, you can't do this shit. I literally had to go and take over putting up that shit and trying to seal that thing off. And until that was done, You know, we just didn't see a break in it. But I had to fight dumb people, people who knew better, but just didn't give a fuck because they were not ever exposed to the seriousness of that. You know, but the way they teach in the military, I think, is the way they need to teach these people out here. If you have a breach in your mask, that's your ass. You know what I mean? And that it has to be made so serious that people have to know that it's going to be a devastating situation if you don't adhere to the protective measures that we suggest. But they're not doing that. They're being soft with people. They're coddling people and shit. Yeah, if you can get the vaccine, then all of a sudden it was everybody take the vaccine. Then it was, I got my governor here, man. He was anti, vaccine and anti-mask, and then all of a sudden now he's like, this is not the time to get sick, because it's like 3,000 fucking people in getting sick a day. Now, I mean,
so you're saying that.
Go ahead.
You're saying that that people in the hospitals are not creating adequate barriers and precautions.
I'm talking about at the beginning, because these people have never seen anything like that before. They have never seen anything like that. And Black Warrior Spirit, you're right. This is almost like mop. It's like mop gear. And I'm gonna tell you, in 140 degrees. And you didn't see anybody out there then saying, no, we ain't gonna fucking wear the shit, because they knew if they didn't, it was gonna burn their fucking lungs out.
Yeah.
Your lungs filling with fluid. But this is essentially the same thing. Once that inflammatory process takes place and your lungs start filling up with fluid and shit, then we're gonna have to ventilate you. We're gonna have to try to stop that inflammatory process. We're gonna have to you talking about possibly putting you on a vent and you not coming off of it. And the people who have actually made it, and I hate saying this because some people do need vents, but most of the people, I just had a nurse I've known for fucking over 20 years just got it. She didn't believe in it, didn't get the vaccine. Her doctor told her, if you do get it, chances are you're probably not going to make it, because she already had some problems, with her lungs already. So she got it. She's down, and she's scared shitless, but there's nothing she can do. And it's probably taking some time off of her, And
it will.
Yeah, you guys, I just can't express. I know I keep sounding like a broken record. And one of the questions was, do I recommend you wearing goggles? If you're gonna be in close proximity to people, yeah, a face shield would be a good deal, because people coughing and even they've shown where talking, if you're in close proximity, you can get droplets on you. So that's what like BGS was talking about this, droplets carry the vaccine, carry the virus, and in some instances, when you sneeze and things like that, it becomes airborne. And we know that if all you got to do is put up an ultraviolet light and you have somebody sneeze, that shit travels a long way, and if it gets in your eyes or you sniff it up or whatever, you're infected, So that's kind of the way it is. You have a little bit more protection outside, because the variables increase. When you're outside, it's not going to travel in a straight line. Is
the vaccine going to be a yearly thing?
Say again.
Is it going to be a yearly thing?
No,
you think?
Not at this time. Right now, they're looking at Lambda. And right when Delta started becoming significant, Arkansas Department of Health already had some Lambda here that they were doing research on, as well as some of the other states.
Lambda is basically virtually taking like 10% of Peru's population just out.
There you go.
It's ridiculous.
See? So each variant, because of non-vaccinated people, is becoming more and more powerful.
So basically, they're going to make different vaccines. But if it's not going to be yearly, how are they going to combat it?
Well, that's what the boosters are for. So you get a different variant. If it's bad enough, they're not going to just make them just willy nilly. If it's bad enough, they'll make make a different type of booster. But not how long it takes to actually make it and actually deploy it when a variant happens. Sometimes it took a year just for this one, a year and a half just to make this one.
Right.
So to actually make an alteration, actually deploy it, that's a nightmare. So you better hope that this bugger calms down or are basically that the vaccine that you're taking will actually cover you for a couple of variants, man, because it's going to be kind of hard to actually every variant that comes out to actually take a booster shot.
Right. Dr. T was talking about giving us a sense of scale, and I wanted to go back to there was a chart that you put up, BGS, when we're talking about Florida.
Yeah.
And that same chart, I overlapped that chart with the infections in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost identical.
Mm-hmm.
The chances of that are astronomical. So we're seeing the same effects, but on a lower scale in another state. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing the same arcing, in the number of cases compared to last time this year to this year. The same number of arcing with the deaths.
It's worse. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's much worse.
Yeah.
But we're seeing the same arcing, but it's a higher level. We were like, okay, last year, say we were having maybe topped out 300 people.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're having 3,000 people, y'all. That's scale for you. Okay. Now, when you put that on a graph, that shit looks crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Same time last year. Now we're supposed to be doing better this year because we went into, this lockdown, but the lockdown wasn't strict enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that then. It wasn't strict enough. I did a video back then. 4 months ago, I did a video that said that due to them not adhering to the mask, dropping these mask mandates.
You did say that. You did say
that. That we're going to see, a hellacious blowback from this. And here it is.
Yeah. In fact, Florida's setting records for deaths and COVID deaths right now.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine 23,000 people in one day?
Yeah.
15,000 the day before.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cases are off the chart, but then we're just talking about
Yeah.
Look at that. 50,000 in one day.
Go to that peak there, right there, VGS, right there.
Yeah.
Look at that.
3,000. Yeah. 40,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
These are cases, and what I mark is deaths. And
let's look at
the second record. They had 800 deaths on August 21st. Look at the deaths. 400, 300, 200. Basically, they're setting records for deaths. You look at the chart.
Now their governor is saying that he doesn't have a problem. There's no problem.
Yeah.
He's advocating, antibody infusions and whatnot, instead of the vaccine. He's saying that the vaccine is available, but most of the people that are doing these, picture events with him and whatnot, they're saying, pretty much in a robotic fashion, the governor has given us everything we need. Thank you, governor. Shake his hand, and then they get off camera. I mean, if you have any sense, you know what that is. Don't talk shit about our efforts here, and things will go good for you.
Yeah, look at Arkansas's death. They haven't
look at
their records, but they're pretty close to what were last year.
Okay.
Yeah, and the cases, the cases didn't quite reach the peak of last year, but they're pretty close.
Yeah, they haven't topped out yet. They're still going up. Damn.
Well, the thing is this is a
but
summer,
look at August of last year. You see August of last year?
Yeah.
August of last year up to and August now.
Yeah.
August now. We're much higher. Okay.
Much higher, like
now
double.
we're lower than where we were in January.
Yeah.
But that's not looking to be the end of this. I mean, we're not even in January yet.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine what it's going to look like in January.
Yeah. What I said, when I tell people the numbers are the numbers. If you want to argue with the numbers.
That's right. Because the numbers are not on their side. They're advocating for people to not take this seriously and to do these home remedies and and rubbing sticks together and rubbing it in wounds and whatnot, magic salves and all these cocktails and whatnot. That has shown no proof of efficacy or effectiveness in anything in this. But you guys still keep coming out here with this witch doctor medicine. And y'all need to stop it, man. Y'all need to stop it because what you're doing is you're doing harm. You're doing harm to the Black community. You're doing harm to this country, period. Because when you sit up and you advocate this, BGS, look up the people who are being actually coming into the hospitals And
Okay.
and who's are they immunized or not?
That's been kind of sketchy to find.
Okay, let me see if I can find it.
Okay, maybe you found it. For what state? Of this nationally or
Just
what?
nationally.
Okay. Okay. Vaccinated versus unvaccinated.
Absolutely. In emergency room cases.
Okay.
The infusion is not bad. You're basically, what you're doing is what the guy was saying that was a bad thing earlier. They basically take these antibodies from other people who have had COVID and they shoot it in you. So I mean, it ain't very different than they
It's just
spin
the
it.
antibodies, though. It's not the virus, though, right?
No, it's
but
the antibodies.
it's
Okay,
antibodies.
then that's not the fucking
But
virus.
But here's the thing.
it's
What's the
hard to
difference
roll out.
between that and cowpox? What's the difference
Yeah.
between that? You know what I'm saying? What's the difference between cutting your arm and wiping that shit on you for it to infuse in you and you basically spinning it down, you know, purifying it and shooting it into another person? What's the difference?
True. It's no difference.
Okay.
You know? So we do it a little differently based on the technology that we have at hand. And that's the issue.
Yeah.
Y'all just in the lab, y'all kill the virus and to create the same antibody response.
You don't have to kill it. You don't have to kill it.
Yeah, you don't. Well, I mean,
no.
Well, you don't.
See, because what happens is once someone's infected, okay, we just talk about a generic infection. Okay, they're infected and they get over the virus. Once they get over the virus, after that time, you determine that they're no longer ill. You can draw their blood and they'll have antibodies in it where their body has fought that off. They're essentially okay, you know, and what you get off of them is what the body has created to fight off whatever infection it is. So then when you go to another person who may potentially get that same infection or who has that same infection, you know, then you give it to them and then they don't die, you know, they have an immunity, you know, because once you shoot that into them, they'll have those antibodies and then their bodies will create even more antibodies to fight off whatever this infection may be. Now there you go.
It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, same thing. You know, so just different technology. Now look at how profound this information is. I mean,
you want to share it again?
Yeah, share it again.
Okay. All right.
That makes sense. I mean,
okay, you have to take into account that red line right there. Unvaccinated people,
their bodies have
more. Well, there are far more cases that are basically going into the system and inundating this system and clogging up the system to where it can't work. So we're not only concerned about the COVID people that are coming in, we're concerned about the regular stuff that we have to treat day by day. You know, cardiac issues, you know, regular things, strokes, you know, things like that, emergencies that have to be taken care of. If you don't have a bed for them and you can't treat them, you got to treat them in the hallway. You know, you got to treat them in the parking lot. You got to treat them wherever you can. So you're gonna almost be in an EMT type situation, a combat medic type situation. You're not gonna have the best outcomes. You're not going to have the best, availability for the equipment that you need. What if you need suction? What if you need, you need to intubate this person? What if you need to put them, put them on a vent? What if you need to do a chest tube? All those types of things, man. You need a clean environment for those things, because anytime you open up the body, you're going to introduce other contaminants into the body that will further weaken the immune system. Okay. Now, if you got 3,000 people coming in to an emergency system or ER system, emergency department system that can only handle, 300. I mean, it doesn't take rocket science to see that. I mean, these hospitals. Just go just go and look up what the capacity is for your hospital in your state, your county, wherever you are. Look up what the capacity is. And then you look at, what your state is looking at as far as infections. People, new infection rates, people coming in, because these people are going to need suction. They're going to need oxygen, continuous oxygen. They may need high level oxygen supplies, which, you may need, any venti masks, things like that. If you don't have that, then you're going to be using, concentrators and all kinds of portable systems to try to do that. And once you run out of those, then they're fucked. Okay.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term, you ain't going to be able to do nothing but make them feel comfortable and watch them go on.
If you know that Florida's having a problem where they have to send down ventilators and oxygen concentrators.
Right. Absolutely.
The feds had to send like 2,000
and then,
down.
Along with that, you got to have people who know how to use them.
That's true.
You got to have respiratory therapists and all of these people. For when you put a person on a vent, that means you have to have a high level nursing staff. You have to have respiratory therapists. We can suction and we can do some of the other things, but then you have to have that respiratory therapist to maintain, certain levels, CO2 levels and whatnot, and it is.
Let me ask you a question. Say you have to have people that need to be intubated, say for your hospital, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many people can you intubate at one time with the staff that you have? What's the max?
It depends on how many events we have and how much, how many beds we have that are capable of that.
I mean, so in your hospital, with the staff that you have now, with the equipment that you have now, if somebody walks in, or a bunch of people walk in and need to be intubated, how many can be actually intubated at one time? Occupy a bed.
For each time that a person is being intubated, and that means they're in a serious situation. That means there's going to be a doctor there that's going to be in charge of all of that. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a team of nurses, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 that are working on the person at one time, depending on if we have to do, do CPR and whatnot. People, if we don't have lines and whatnot, we're going to be starting lines. That's IVs and whatnot. So you're going to be doing a lot of things at one time. And there's not many. There's not going to be a doctor for every room. I mean, so it could be anywhere from, if it's a small hospital, it could be 6. 6 rooms. If it's a bigger place, it may be 12 or so.
So in other words, there's a limited space you need to be intubated.
And you got limited because each time that happens, you have to have a team of people that go. When they call a code blue in a hospital, that means that there's a cardiac team that goes and responds to that. Okay. If you don't, so it's not just like there are people just sitting there and whoever's there can go ahead and just respond and then do what you got to do. No, it's not like that. I mean, people respond accordingly. And if you don't have enough doctors, sometimes, hell, we've done it. I mean, with a doctor on the phone, you call them on your cell phone, put your earpiece in and go to work, and if you have to call it, a doctor has to be there to call it. But sometimes, you're it.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, after working like that, and you do enough people and you do enough codes, man, I've lost count on the number of codes I've had. I've lost count on the number of people that have died. I've lost count on the people that I saved, and it's just, it's kind of what you do, but then you don't want to see a lot of that shit, And I mean, look at they're talking about Texas. I mean, you got Texas down there. I mean, you got a politician who's died down there. You've got a guy who worked for Fox News that died down there. You got a guy who, got a guy who was working for one of the radio stations that died. You got a guy in Tennessee who was a conservative guy who was an anti-vaxxer. His last post he put up was talking about the vaccines, and he died.
Yeah,
a couple of days later. So, and in some of these cases, these people are getting it. And it's a sudden thing. It ain't like it's, 5 or 6 days and then they pass. Some of these people are dying in 2 days.
Yeah, because it until the symptoms showed up. By the time that happens, right?
Yeah, basically, it's too late.
It's too late.
They're asymptomatic until the very end.
Well, they're not asymptomatic. They don't know how to recognize the symptoms.
They think it's a flu or cold or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It must be some harsh. Isn't it way? Wasn't it? Didn't they say that it was supposed to be 100 times worse than the flu, though, in terms of like the symptom severity and stuff like that?
No, it's the death. The
It's the
death,
death.
It's the
death
death.
rates
Okay.
and its infectiousness is worse than the flu.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, if once you everybody that's gotten this shit is like, I wish I had listened.
Yeah.
Over and over and over, you hear these people say that.
That's how come Dennis Sperling is so adamant about it, because he had it back in, I think he said January, February.
Mm-hmm.
That's how come he's so adamant about it. People say, why is he going in like that? Because he had it. He said it took him like 6 months to get over it. So that's why he's so adamant about it. People think he's just doing that because they actually fuck with people. No, he had it. He had that shit. He's tired of people actually acting like it's not real.
But he was unvaccinated.
Well, they didn't have a vaccine for it back then.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That was like January.
Mm-hmm.
Vaccines hadn't been released yet.
And some of these people, I mean, you got to realize too, that some of these people that have an aversion to it too, there's also a psychological a response with some people. I mean, they get it, and it's like placebos. I mean, we do studies with placebos. You give it to them, and people say, "Oh, I had all these symptoms."
Cam Rob, I have no problem with people's religion, but I don't, since people have different religions, including me, including other folks that might be atheists. I say kind of refrain from it. Okay.
Yeah.
So chill out on it. I said I don't have any problem with people believing what they believe in, but the thing is, at some point on my platform, since I'm a Gnostic and I'm not a Christian, and some people are atheists, I say chill out and kind of back off. Okay. I'm just saying, if you want to do that, hey man, everybody's got a channel. And I allow some of it to go on, but the thing is, I don't want to continuously have people on it because it offends some people. Yeah. And you don't want to be offended if people start talking against God and religion and the Bible. Okay,
yeah, bro.
So respect everybody. But we got about 10 more minutes. Nobody comes up, and I think that's enough. We warned Rodney out. Rodney's pissed, man.
Yeah, and
pissed.
I just talked up all my sleep time. Shit, I'm about to go in a little bit, so I know you're gonna probably be. Yeah, not a problem. I'm sure you're gonna be doing something else, so I'll probably be listening at work. And I check in, man, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why I go in like this is because look, man, we got good people out here, whether you disagree or not. We have good people in this space, and what we all are supposed to be about is truth as it is, not how it's manipulated or how we want it to be. It is what it is. So if you see it and it's a fucking rattlesnake, and we tell you it's a rattlesnake and shit, you don't have to poke it with a stick, and you don't have to stomp at it in order for you to realize it's a fucking rattlesnake. Okay. Mm-hmm. And that's all we're saying, man. I mean, we're supposed to be red pill around here. We're supposed to embrace, these facts. And you got to, man, and you have to look at it from different angles. I'm willing to look at anything that you put up that is from a reputable source.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, people don't realize how much work Rodney can tell you how much work we put in for a year and a half on this stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't just willy-nilly go into this stuff knowing what it is. We've been doing this stuff for like a year and a half, reading the literature, having experts come in, talk to us. Rodney's been seeing this stuff from day freaking one with these patients, man. Y'all, when you guys come up here, at least know what you're talking about. Don't say that my wife's a nurse, she's actually a technician. Come on, man. It's disingenuous.
Right. And just because, and that's a common phenomenon. Hey, I'm not a doctor, but my wife's a doctor. What the fuck does it have to do with you? I mean, what? She telling you stories and now you're proficient?
Yeah.
So, I mean, come on, man. I mean, we supposed to be better than this, man. I mean, look, I fix people. I don't fix cars and shit. So I couldn't go to you and say, look, hey, that fucking Cadillac converter is all fucked up, man. I just don't trust it. I have no credibility.
Yeah.
I have no credibility. I don't know what the fuck that does. I don't even, I will be out of my element, and look, y'all don't know me as well as BGS. So I'm just going to throw it back to BGS. Does BGS waste his time on bullshit?
No, I do not.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Oh, there's Nicole. Okay.
Hey, Nicole.
Hey, Nicole, you can come up for a few minutes you want if you got time. I'll extend it for you if you got time. She got that baby though, so. What are you doing? What are you doing in here anyway? You're supposed to be tending to that baby.
Yeah, we want to see the baby.
Now we can't see the baby yet.
Oh.
Can't see the baby yet.
I've been realizing lately, BGS, I've been listening to a lot of the older music, like from the 60s and 70s, and I've been re-listening to these songs, and I'm really listening to these lyrics, like the Bee Gees and stuff like that. Like that song, what is it? Is
Oh
it
shit.
How Deep Is Your Love? Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was listening to the actual lyrics, like that shit is like some of
Yeah.
the a lot of that shit is like red pill as fuck. Like
90% of COVID deaths has nothing to do with vitamin D3. 90% of
oh,
COVID
does
deaths
it?
are people over 50.
Right.
It
So
has
who's
more
this
to do
guy
with age. I don't know who he is,
asking me
man.
if I'm an
People
epidemiologist?
with weaker immune systems.
So here we got the immune boosters, the immune system boosters here.
Yeah.
Okay, we already put up the last. Yeah, go back and look at BGS's content because I'm not gonna put the shit up again. But we already put up there the efficacy of trying to use immune boosters, immune system boosters, vitamin C, vitamin D, all of that was proven in the
Zinc,
study to be of no
yeah,
use.
yeah. In other words, we got to use it before you get it. Okay, you got to be healthy before you get it so you can fight it off. Ivermectin, HCQ, zinc, vitamin D, all that stuff has to be used to keep you healthy so you can fight it off.
And they've
Not
done
to
a
keep you
study
from
on
getting it.
ivermectin. Right? Matter of fact, I just looked at that too.
Oh yeah, look what Nicole says. I agree with you, Nicole. It's been crazy out here. If motherfuckers don't listen, let the body hit the floor. I'm 100%.
Indeed.
Indeed. I agree
No
with her.
wiser words have ever been said.
All right, sir. Chael, what's
What's
going on?
up,
You got your camera
BGS?
on, man. You got your camera on, man. You want your camera on?
Oh, it's just good. It's good.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
I was gonna say, I think once people see it more, they'll take it more serious. You know, here where I'm at, I haven't seen it, but I do know it's here because people I talk to at the hospitals and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the big issue. You know, personally,
Right.
a lot of people just ain't seen it.
Right.
And
It's
ain't
out of
seen
sight, out of
deaths.
mind. Yeah.
Because I'm here in Arkansas and I'm not in
Damn,
a
you
real
and me.
big city.
He's in Arkansas.
I'm in
Right?
Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
What
Yeah, I'm
part
out
you
here
in?
in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Fort
I'm in
Smith.
Little Rock.
And I think it's about 300 deaths, I think, here in where I'm at, I believe. But I heard Little Rock is pretty bad.
Yeah. Now, even in Fort Smith for 300 deaths, that's significant. That's a lot.
Yeah. What
You know?
what would you suggest for people that's not going to take it? Because right now I'm not taking it, and I'm not really an anti-vaxxer.
Uh-huh.
It's just that I'm Jewish, so I try to keep my body pretty pure. You know, for us the vaccines in general. My son, we quit doing vaccines after he had seizures, but after that we had a daughter and she never took any vaccines and she had seizures. So I'm not anti-vax, but I do
Right.
try
They
to
wouldn't.
do it another way
Okay.
if I can.
No. But if they wouldn't give it to them, if they have seizures, they have some
Right.
kind of reaction, they wouldn't give it to them. Yeah.
Right. There's certain things
Okay.
that if you have, they're not going to give it to you anyway. You know.
No.
But
Well, see, they had the seizures after the vaccines, and
Oh, they
what
had a
vaccines
what
are
I
we
was
talking about?
just the normal ones, but they didn't cause it. I figured that out later on because, like I said, my daughter never took a vaccine at all.
Okay. Well, if they have problems with the vaccines and have seizures, they probably won't give it to them.
Oh, okay.
They don't.
Yeah.
They're not trying to kill people, man. They're really
Right.
not. Okay.
Right.
They really aren't.
You know, and like I said, what kind of work do you do?
I do landscaping.
Okay. Do you come in close proximity to your clients?
No, it's rare. Usually I leave a bill on the door and keep going.
Okay. Well, that's good. Okay. But if you have to interact with people, even if you're going into convenience stores and all of that, man, wear your mask, man. Wear your mask. Make sure you wash your hands because people are touching things, people are sneezing, talking, and it's been shown that it carries, short distances.
Okay.
Even the distance of people are, you might be waiting in line and people are up on your back. People are not respecting it here in the state.
Yeah.
And I look around every day and see the types of stuff that could result in a potential infection.
Yeah.
And like you're walking around now, you're fine, but if you go off in some place and you go get you something to drink or whatever the case may be, wear your mask. I would suggest, because you are working out here and you have the possibility of coming or interacting with people, I would suggest that you go ahead and get vaccinated. And I mean, the potential of you taking it back home and giving it to your kids and your wife, is just not it's not something I would be comfortable with, because if it happens, if it happens, it has happened in the past and it's wiped out whole families, man. And I'm telling you, it is indiscriminate.
Yeah, she got COVID last year, and it was pretty bad for her. She has lupus, so
okay.
Ooh,
yeah, so
that
she
on
has an
top of it made it
autoimmune
worse.
system, right? She has an autoimmune system disorder, and she probably, it was probably pretty bad for her. So you probably have already. Have you had it? Have you been tested?
I haven't been tested, but whenever she got it, I was right there next to her most of the time, and I wasn't taking no precautions or nothing.
So you may have had it. But usually what they'll do is they'll test your blood to see and check you for antibodies. But how long ago was her infection?
That was, I believe, in December or January of this year.
Okay. Well, after 90 days, she can get the vaccination, and that she can get it again. People have gotten it 2 and 3 times.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, multiple infections are have happened, and at first they weren't telling people that. This is something that we kind of threw out there a long time ago, and we talked about how people were getting. Well, I had saw my first patient that had it twice, and they weren't even reporting it on the news. They were saying that no, it wasn't happening. I said, that's bullshit, because I got a person right here. This is their second time, So some of the stuff is getting to the news kind of slow. Okay. And the possibility of it being worse the next time around is there. I like I say, Pfizer, Moderna, protect yourself. That's all I can say, man. And if you have any questions,
let her know.
Yeah, if you have any questions, have her talk to her doctor, and he'll sit down and he'll go through it with you, and you can weigh the pros and cons. But ultimately, take it from a position of having the best knowledge that's available to you before you make that decision.
Okay, all right, I appreciate it.
Hey, not a problem.
All right, shalom.
All right, okay,
You done for it?
The thing is, people got to realize, okay, which is why I brought it up in the first place. Okay, there's a medical side and there's a political side, right?
Mm-hmm.
The actual political side will actually take precedence. You will take this shit, okay, eventually.
Exactly.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Unless you got a real good reason not to.
Right. Okay. I mean, yeah, and think about it. I mean, BGS, have you covered where the military has already said that everybody's going to take it?
That's what the FDA was about, right? Biden gave a drop dead date of vaccinating the military on September 15th, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the generals are having a buck in it, right? Saying if it hasn't been FDA approved, we're actually going to fight against it, right? Mm-hmm. So guess what Biden did?
Approved.
FDA approved. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't know why it's taken so long to approve it anyway. We've already got millions of people who have taken it and have had
of people.
Right. So yeah. So that's exactly. We talked about this. This is the largest successful study in the history of mankind of a vaccine.
Yeah. Let me read some super chats and we're gonna get out of here. Okay. Yeah. See if I missed some. I try to get them all. I try to keep the thing flowing so people can actually get their thoughts out. Jay Will said, when my youngest brother caught it, I couldn't do a damn thing to help him. That made me get it. Luckily, he was partially vaccinated. You see, that's true.
Right. Even the one shot is good. I mean, this one shot has saved people. Look, who was it that was up here? Beasley was saying if his dad hadn't had the first shot, he probably would have passed.
Yeah. Let's see, I'm trying to find all the super chats. Yeah, I think I missed one. No, this is Marvin. Okay. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Great discussion, folks. Thank you, Marvin.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I'm gonna let Rodney go get some sleep, or hopefully he can get some sleep.
Oh hell no! I got to put my scrubs on and head out, man. I
I
no sleep
appreciate
for
this,
me
Yeah,
today.
Rodney. Yeah,
All right.
I
Hey,
appreciate this, Rodney. I really
yeah,
do.
not a problem, man. And I'm gonna try to get this other stuff out, man. I know. I by the time I get home, man, I'm tapped out. I check to see if
Hey,
I missed anything with y'all, and then
yeah.
I crash, man. Sometimes I'm crashed right here in the seat in front of the damn mic.
oh shit.
When it comes, Rodney, it comes. Man. For
Yeah,
you and
yeah.
Yeah.
Nicole, and y'all have done a yeoman's job, man. I told Nicole if she never does anything else, man, is that
Man, they got you in that perpetual OT.
Oh yeah,
Damn.
man. Yeah,
oh, well,
and now I'm
basically
working.
they throw it at him.
Yeah, and I'm
7 days a
working. We've got a couple of nurses out now. They're in quarantine, and so now I'm working. I was working like one end. Now it's like I'm passing between, three halls. So, and then if something happens on the other halls, the nurses call me for that too. So it's a bitch being knowledgeable, you know.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. But the thing is, if you know something, you're good at something. Guess what? Don't never do it for free.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's what my mom says, man.
Never do it for free, man. You should be traveling, man, and making your bank.
I think that's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do this next time around. I'm just going wherever is the worst. I'm gonna go. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. She took it because the doctor refused to give her any more treatments for cancer if she wasn't vaccinated. Normally,
Damn.
if you
See?
got cancer or something like that,
Shit.
normally they don't make you take it because they don't interaction. So she
Yeah,
should
because your
talk.
body
But
would be hella weak. Like,
But
I don't
Yeah.
right. But
Go ahead.
here's
Good,
the
Rodney.
reason why. The reason why they're doing it is because with her compromised immune system from fighting off the cancer, whether it's through chemo or whatever the other drugs that she may be taking,
Okay.
she has a higher chance of dying from any potential infection. So that's why we call these people they're neutropenic. So basically, they have no ability to fight off any infection. So we have to put them in a sterile room. If you walk into the room, they're like mats to take the dirt off your shoes, all that type of stuff. We have to go in there and take care of them when they're
Okay.
neutropenic. And then we test their white cell counts. And once they get up to a certain level, then they're safe. But if they're below a certain level for a significant amount of time,
Okay.
we have no choice.
Okay.
We're giving them the best chance that they have by doing that. I worked oncology too. I worked all over the place.
So like it. If she didn't want to take the vaccine, she could have refused it. That's
She
what we're
could
saying.
have, but
In other
they
words,
would not have
they
treated
would
her. And
keep treating her.
there you
That's
go.
what
And
you have.
that's where we are right now. And see, a lot of people don't realize that they say, well, fuck it, I'm not going to take the vaccine. But then what if you had to go in for something else? And then they say, well, we can't let you in here because
But the
you're,
thing is, dude, she's taking a cancer treatment, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
What's more toxic, the vaccine or cancer treatment?
yeah.
Come on, man.
The cancer treatment.
Come on, man.
I mean, look. If you don't know what cancer treatments do, they kill off your rapidly producing cells. Your epithelial cells, all of that. That's why you have all the sloughing in your mouth, and you have you have a sloughing in your digestive tract and things like that. You lose your taste and all of that. So they're trying to kill bad cells, but they're killing good cells at the same time.
Well, you know what I don't like is people being disingenuous, right?
Right.
You make it seem like she's perfectly healthy. She took the vaccine and now she has heart problems, right?
Right.
Then you get on here and say, she's taking cancer treatment. Come on, man, that's disingenuous.
And
Okay?
she may have, did she have heart problems before she had the cancer? Did she have heart problems as a result of taking the cancer drugs? She's got a lot of things going on. So
Yeah.
without a thorough review of her medical history, you can't make that determination.
Yeah, you guys gonna have to start being honest about this shit, right? Be logical about it. Okay, what's worse, cancer, the toxic cancer drugs, the cancer treatment that you're taking, or a vaccine? Come on, the vaccine is nowhere near as toxic as the drugs she's taking for cancer. Come on,
True.
stop the cap, as they say.
Yeah.
Come on.
Anyway,
I'm gonna get out of here. I got to burn out, but I'll be looking for you if you're doing something else, BJS.
All right, thanks,
All right.
Rodney. As
Appreciate
always.
y'all.
Yeah, I know
Closing
it's
thoughts,
been
sir.
I know it's been a minute, BGS, but you got any more plans for the day? You gonna call it a wrap? Because I know you've been active lately.
I hadn't planned on doing this one. I planned to actually do this one later, but since I was up, I was actually going to do this for an hour. But guess what? It turned into 3. So we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. Well, all right. Thank you, sir.
All right, sir. And I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys for stopping in. Appreciate all the super chats. See Donnie Max, the HVAC engineer. Yeah, okay. Yeah, section off wings. That's what they're gonna have. I would say they should have done that a long time ago. Like make separate facilities or designate separate facilities for COVID, and so they can have the rest of your hospitals open for regular patients. But the thing is, well, one, you guys need to think logically and stop being emotional and actually insist on separate hospitals for COVID and something orderly because you guys are all over the place. So guess what's going to happen to your policies? It's going to be all over the place. So yeah, they should be. But the thing is that the doctor made a call, so it is what it is. But the thing is, well, yeah, COVID can cause Bell's palsy because it actually can get into your nervous system. So I hear about that all the time. COVID actually, because of the spike protein, causes a lot of problems, man. A lot of problems: eyes, brain, heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, even down to your toes. But anyway, y'all, thanks, Warrior Spirit. Thanks for the all the super chats. I couldn't read them all, but I tried to read them all. Um, if I fill up to it, I may be on later, like I had planned, but I did 3 hours. It's probably not likely. You can say this about the same people die of C-19, the same people that have preconditions that are complicated by the virus. It's not C-19 dropping the majority of people like that. I would say bullshit. Okay, I say bullshit. If you can prove that, go ahead. Craig, I'm hella late. My apologies. Are taking supplements like vitamin D, zinc. Yeah, basically, um, it'll help boost your immune system, which will help you fight off it in case you get it. Everything you can do to keep yourself healthy is one of the best things. The vaccine is an extra layer on top of that. The vaccine is going to be your ticket to actually move around. So there's a political side and then there's a health side. All right. Um, the political side, you're going to take it whether you like it or not. Okay. The health side, that's up to you. Take your chances. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to jump off here. So this is BGS out. I'll see you guys later on. All right. Maybe, maybe not, but we'll see. Peace.